Oh, if you're down with the fins, let me see you just. If you want to water, let me see you just. If you had the hard ride, let me see you just. Get some space, get some space, get some space, time to water with it, 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 water with it. Water with it, 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 water with it. That's first down. Yeah, yeah. That's touchdown. Yeah, yeah. You want more? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Dolphins, won't you throw it up? Won't you throw it up? You in that east side, gon' throw it up. Gon' throw it up. What about that west side? Gon' throw it up. Gon' throw it up. Over in that yellow line, gon' throw it up. Won't you throw it up? If you down with the fans, let me see you jump. If you want to water, let me see you jump. If you had the hard ride, let me see you jump. Do that water. Shake it, shake it. If you down with the fans, let me see you jump. If you want to water, let me see you jump. If you had the hard ride, let me see you jump. Do that water. Shake it, shake it. Water with it, 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 water with it. Water with it, 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 water with it. That's first down. Yeah, yeah. That's touchdown. Yeah, yeah. You want more? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Do that water. Shake it, shake it. Do that water. Shake it, shake it. Who that? So low deep.
D Miami Sports Music, salute.
Already know.
What's up? We got finger licking live.
Already know, man.
You. It's Kane over here. Turn over chain, 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 turn over chain. You seen big homie get a fumble, he get a turnover chain. Seen big homie get the pick off, he get a turnover chain, 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 turnover chain. You see the whole crowd going user. We want that turnover chain. See the whole crowd going crazy. We want that turnover chain, turnover chain. Turnover chain is deeper than jewelry, deeper than blink. It's deeper. See, this is our thing, and you as the team is strictly for Kane. Invented the swag, you rented and brag, but we want it back. Let me get that. But you can keep the old one, cause we keep something new in the bag. All of these players is hungry, don't come in here thinking it's funny. We aiming for something, rocking the chains when it's sunny. Even when raining or something, we ain't gonna do something. I hope your quarterback don't think it's sweet. The defense will make them take a seat. And if somebody strip the ball out, then somebody get a Cuban link. Now you know how I go with the fans though. We be going wild out in the stands though. If you're not with the team, you're not familiar. If you throwing U's up, you're not familiar. Come on, get loose like a band, trombone, throw 3 or 5 up, my home, CWA. Tell them about it. All the Canes going wild when we yelling this out. Turn over chain, 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 turn over chain. You seen big homie get the fumble, he get a turnover chain. Seen big homie get the pick off, he get a turnover chain, 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 turnover chain. You see the whole crowd going user. We want the turnover chain. See the whole crowd going crazy. We want that turnover chain. Who that?
So low deep. So low deep.
It's some Canes over here. It's some Canes over here.
Hey guys, I'm Danny Johnson, CEO at TPP, the Positive Porpoise.
I'm Jason Miller from Fins Up SoCal Fan Club.
I'm Scott Howell from Atlanta Dolphin Club.
Mark Angelo, NorCal Dolphin Club.
You're listening to Clock Blockers, Miami fans' #1 morning show.
Run it, 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 run it.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? It's Take Tuesday with your boy Stephen D. right here live on Clock Blockers, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show. I'm your host, Stephen D. Want to say good morning to my Fins family and my Fin-laws. Hope you all are excited. Hope you all are going to have a good time because we got a great show lined up for y'all today. Today is going to be a fun one. But before I get into the show, I want to remind y'all I got some housekeeping stuff to take care of. So I'm going to get into that first. #1, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. What are y'all doing? Y'all haven't done it yet? Come on. Let people know that we're here. Hit the like button. Subscribe. I can't grow without y'all. I can't get bigger without y'all. Okay? So I need y'all to hit the like button and let people know. Okay? Go on Twitter, share the link, whatever you got to do. Right below the screen here, there's a share link. Share it. Share it into the universe. Put it out there for people to see. Tag me. Tag everybody. Come on. I can't do it without your help. So let's go. Let's do it. Want to remind you all also, there are plenty of seats at the table for you to sign up, become a member of the family today. If you look in the description link below here on YouTube, in the description link, you'll see a link to sign up to become a member, a YouTube membership. Sign up, become a member today. There's plenty of seats at the table for you. Would love for you to become part of the, all right, everybody wait for it. Y'all ready to say it on 3? 1, 2, 3. Family. Family. That's right. I want you to sign up, become a member of the family today. There's plenty of people here waiting for you. I want you to sign up, become a member. So make sure you all do that. Also, if you guys want to donate to the channel and help the channel grow, there are plenty of things that I am in the process of doing, and every donation goes to helping move that goal and that dream to become a reality. So I don't care if it's $1, $10, $100, $1 million, whatever. If you are able to donate, it helps the channel grow. There's 3 different ways to do it. First way is the YouTube live super chat, which is the $ down at the bottom of the chat. The second and third way, there's links below in the description for PayPal and Cash App. PayPal is MSM Podcast Network. The QR code that you see right here can also be used as well. So make sure you guys use that. And you guys can also use Cash App, which is $ MSM Podcast Network. Make sure you guys use that today. Cash App and PayPal are the better donations if you're able to, because there's less fees taken out of there. But I don't care how you donate. If you're able to donate, great. It helps and goes such a long way into helping the channel grow. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Tailgreeter. Tailgreeter, absolutely amazing. I don't know what you guys are doing, where you live in the country, but let me tell you, if there's a sporting event or music event or any event near you, go to tailgreeter.com today or download the app, because they probably have a tailgate for you that's going to have food, music, and just a lot of fun and a lot of people trying to hang out with you. So go to Tailgreeter today. Follow Tailgreeter on social media at Tailgreeter, TAILGREETER. Make sure you guys do that today. All right. What's up? How's it going? I got my tea this morning. I am ready to hang out with y'all. I am ready to hang out with y'all. So it's usually Tuesday, and usually on Tuesdays I have Daniel Oyefusi of the Miami Herald show up. He is on vacation. I totally forgot. So I sent him the link this morning. He's like, bro, I'm on vacation. Which is good, because yesterday I didn't have a Dolphin chat and I didn't have an open line. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to open up the lines for y'all. We're going to have an open forum today. It's going to be what you guys want to talk about. I am going to just briefly touch on a few things. Yesterday's game, the upcoming matchups, and then I'll get into opening up everything for y'all to get into it. Want to remind you all tonight of the upcoming show, Hellfins, all my Spanish-speaking Dolphins. No habla español for me. Live every Tuesday night starting at 9 p.m. Hellfins. Chocho's Paris in the game Armando. come to you live from Mexico, starting at 9 p.m. Hellfins, the only Spanish-speaking podcast for the Miami Dolphins, or at least the best one that there is. So make sure you guys check that out. You guys know every Tuesday through Thursday, starting at 9 a.m., Clock Blockers, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show. And then starting on Wednesday night at 10 p.m., the Fins Tailgate Show. That's right, my man Chris, the president, is going to be coming out and hanging out with y'all. The Fins Tailgate Show live every Wednesday night. And then starting this Monday, that's right, y'all, starting this Monday, on Mondays only, starting at 9:30 a.m., Dono and Daniels. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a once-a-week show. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk about pop culture, music, sports. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to hang out with my man Alex Dono and Steven and me, Steven Daniels. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. And we're also going to make that downloadable too. So that'll be the first show on our network that will be downloadable on all the apps, Google, Crapple, all that. So make sure you guys do that. So that'll be a lot of fun. All right. Let's talk about last night's game. El Capitan. That's right. Let's see. Last night's game, the Los Angeles Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. I'm just going to tell y'all one thing. This weekend's wild card weekend that the NFL pumped up so much that it was just going to be awesome was horrible. It was straight garbage. I mean, I was not impressed with a lot of the games. Again, I said yesterday, and I truly believe this, NFL should be going to 6 teams, not 7 teams. There wasn't a lot of competition this weekend. And it kind of made me sit and think parity in the NFL should be a good thing, right? And I thought that's where it was at. There was a lot of parity. But looking at the games this weekend, you could clearly see, with the exception of 2 games maybe, the Bengals game and the Cowboys game, that, it was the favorites won, and by a clear margin. And there just wasn't a lot of competition. And last night, Matt Stafford makes his first NFL playoff start and looks good. By the way, they look amazing. The Rams definitely look like the team to beat, maybe in the NFC. But Kyler Murray didn't look anywhere near good. Kyler Murray, made some horrible throws, had the pick 6 in the end zone when he should have just took the sack and got the safety. It was not a good look last night. It was not a great look this weekend for the NFL. I don't know how y'all feel about that. If y'all thought, and again, as Dolphins fans, we're like, yeah, give us that 7th seed because that's the best way we're going to get in. But I can tell you right now, is the question, would you rather get killed in the first round of the playoffs or not make the playoffs at all? That's the real question. And I can tell you, I want to make the playoffs and have an opportunity to win. But it was, I don't think the Dolphins were going to beat any team in that top tier this weekend. Do you? So I do think the Dolphins were better than the other teams that got in. I think they were better than New England. I think they were better than Vegas, although Vegas beat us earlier in the year. But, I'd rather lose 100-0 in the playoffs than miss the playoffs, level 2 noob said. I thought you were level 3 noob. You went back to level 2 noob? Pamela. What's up, Pamela? Good morning, Pamela. Yes. A's Dolphins fans, not with Flores as coach. Well, you don't have to worry about that. Gorilla Luke's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Gorilla Luke? Yeah, so, I mean, look, I don't know. I think at the end of the day, you look at the Miami Dolphins, you look at the NFL playoff picture. I want to see the playoffs go back down to 6 teams, not 7. I think look, the only reason that it was super weekend was, I think, the NFL's just, look, the extra playoff game helps the NFL and a TV deal. That's all it was. Like last night, I watched the Manning cast. I watched the Manning cast on ESPN2, which, by the way, I love. I love the Manning cast. But, I think at the end of the day, when you're looking at it, the NFL has a lot of things to look forward to, but I personally think they need to go back down to 6 teams from 7. That's just me. Pamela says the Dolphins could have beat several of those teams this weekend, all underdog teams. I don't think they would have beat any of the favorites. I don't know that, but I think it would have been very, very hard. And I'm just trying to keep it 100 with y'all, right? Like I'm trying to keep it from a standpoint of what do the Dolphins have to do to get into the playoffs and be competitive. Now, there's a lot of things they need to do, but to be competitive, that will be interesting. So this weekend's matchups are set in the NFL this coming up. I just want to briefly touch on those. Bengals and Titans will play at 4:30 on Saturday. They're the early game on CBS. 49ers and Packers are the late game on Fox at 8:15. Sunday, the Rams and the Bucks, are the early game on NBC at 3 p.m. and the Bills and the Chiefs at 6:30 on CBS. Looking at the divisional round, I actually think all 4 of these games will be very competitive. Early predictions, and we'll get more into predictions later on in the week, but, just quick picks for me. Looking at the Bengals and the Titans don't scare me at all. I think they're the worst number 1 seed I've ever seen. So I'm going to have to choose Bengals over Titans because I think Joe Burrow's on a roll. And so I'm going to put Cincinnati over Tennessee in the 4:30 game. 49ers and Packers are interesting, but I don't see anybody beating Aaron Rodgers or Green Bay at home. So I'm going to take Green Bay in the late game. Take the Rams and the Bucks. I'm not a big fan of Brady. Y'all know that for many different reasons, but I think the Rams are maybe the best team besides the Bills. So I'm going to go Rams over Bucks. And then Bills and Chiefs will probably be the game of the weekend. And I'm going to say Buffalo just because I think Buffalo's on another level right now. So looking at everything, I'm going to go Bills over Chiefs, Rams over Bucks. So neither home team wins on Sunday. Bengals over Titans and Packers over 49ers. So the Packers are the only home team I have winning on divisional weekend. That's interesting. I'm just clearly picking off a feel, not really sitting down with it or anything. But Packers being the only home team to win on a divisional playoff weekend will be interesting if that comes to fruition, right? So that means I have the away team, the non-favorite, winning 3 out of the 4 games. Ultimately, I just don't want to see Tennessee win, and I don't want to see the Bucks win, and probably the Chiefs. Although I do like Patty Mahomes, but I want to see new teams in the Super Bowl, and that's just me being honest. I just want to see new teams in the Super Bowl. So we'll see about that. I'm interested to know what your thoughts are in there. What do you guys think about the games this coming up weekend? And as we move forward, there's no news on coaching front as far as I'm concerned. There's been a lot of chatter about Brian Daboll. Obviously, he is not on my top 5, but he does look like to be one of the favorites for the head coaching job. Dan Quinn has 5 requests to be interviewed. So Dan Quinn seems to be the most common coaching candidate out of every team. Do you find that interesting? Do you not like that? My issue with the, looking at that, Dan Quinn did a lot of good when it came down to it in Atlanta in the beginning. The breakup there wasn't that great. He couldn't quite make it fit. He had a great quarterback. He had a arguably top 5, top 10 quarterback in Matt Ryan. Just could never bring it all together. He had, but he put together a hell of a coaching staff in the beginning in Atlanta. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens with Dan Quinn. Again, my biggest requirement for the next head coach of the Miami Dolphins, be a former head coach somewhere else. If you are a former head coach somewhere else, then I am all for it. I am all for it. Because I think that, again, for the sake of the argument or the sake of the discussion, not the argument, the sake of discussion, the next head coach for Miami to be successful has to have some sort of, some sort of past or previous experience. They need to have failed somewhere else. I don't want a new head coach coming in not knowing how to build a staff. I don't want a new head coach not coming in. I think new head coaches think they can rewrite the book, or they're going to do things their way and they're going to buck the system. I'm telling you right now, that's not how it works. You look at any successful coach in the NFL, 90% of the time, any coach that's won a Super Bowl, for the most part, not every, there are exceptions to the rule, but most head coaches that really, they were head coaches somewhere else first and failed and then came to that team and won. So I think, that's the interesting thing there. You go look at Bill Belichick, you look at, Mike Holmgren. Who else? I mean, there's a million people that I can think of that did that. So we'll have to see about that. All right. Hey, look, I got a gorilla in the back room. He's a good friend of mine. He wanted to hop on for a little bit before the rest of the people got on. So I gave him preferential treatment. I know y'all are going to get mad at that. I don't care. He's one of my best friends. Love this man to death. Gorilla Luke's in the building. What's up, Gorilla Luke?
What up? What up?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Dude, I'm good. Got the little bit of the off-season blues already.
I know. It's so tough. You went to the Tampa Bay game, didn't you?
Yeah, Tampa's only like an hour and 10 minutes north of me. So I got some friends up there, and like I literally got into the playoff game Sunday. I paid like $78, and that included the all-you-can-drink and eat tailgate. So
that's a no-brainer.
Well, yeah, and here's the trick. If anybody's interested in ever going to Tampa, here's the trick. I'm going to teach you something right now. So you go up to Tampa, you enjoy some tailgating, go to What the Buck Tailgate. That's my favorite tailgate spot. And you pay $40, all you can eat and drink. Portions of that go back to the community, so they do a good thing there. And you wait about 15 minutes before kickoff, and you hit Ticketmaster, and all those tickets that were like $300-400 drop down to like $60.
So when Solo and I went to Pittsburgh for the playoff game, excuse me, I got something in my eye. When Solo and I went to Pittsburgh for the playoff game, it was me, Solo, Baron, the videographer, Ali, who's the hype man, and his family. There was like 7 or 8 of us, dude. And so we get in a rent-a-car. We did not have tickets to the game in Pittsburgh getting there. We show up to Pittsburgh the day of the game, and we get in and we do the tailgate. We tailgate with people in Pittsburgh. By the way, the Steelers fans were great. I think for 2 reasons. Number one, it was the first round of the playoffs, and they absolutely cared not one iota, and just knew probably in the back of their minds that they were going to dominate us. So they weren't hostile or anything. But it was negative 11 degrees at kickoff, right? We get into we're walking up to the stadium looking for people that are selling tickets. And we found, I think, 5 tickets, 11 rows from the field for $50 a pop.
Dude, hell yeah. Me and Justin
walking up to the stadium.
Dude, me and Justin for that game, we paid like $500 to sit front row per seat.
That was you guys were at that game. Yeah, you guys were at that game in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it was freezing.
Yeah, we paid $50, and we were in the same section as you, or one section over.
Yeah,
and we were 11 rows back, and we paid $50 walking.
Yeah,
up.
I've gotten
we
smarter.
We saved $450. We saved $450.
Well, I got smarter over the years, because here's the thing with Tampa. If you ever go out to Tampa, and we did this for the Dolphins game this year, we did it the same way. We waited till kickoff and then got tickets, and we buy the cheapest tickets way up in like the 300-400 levels, whatever their stadium does. and then they have tiki bars by the pirate ship and the other end zone that are in the back of the end zone, and it's standing room. So you can go there and drink at the tiki bar and stand in the back of the end zone there and watch the game.
That's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer.
Dude, absolutely.
What was the atmosphere like at that Tampa Bay game? Because, I mean, Philadelphia didn't put up much of a fight this weekend against the Buccaneers.
So the atmosphere is weird in Tampa because I feel like Tampa fans don't know who they are. Like you got
they were inherited a good team by a great quarterback.
So you got the normal like diehard Buck fans that have been there from day one with the creamsicle uniforms and the terrible seasons, and you got those. You always got those for every team, but again, the whole stadium's full of half Patriot, half Bucks jerseys. And then, okay, so I met this group of kids, and this one kid came up to me, and he's wearing a Lions jersey with Buck stuff on, and then he told me he's a Dolphins fan. And I'm like...
That kid was just confused, Luke. He was just confused, bro.
Dude, but I mean, that's the whole atmosphere. I've never seen so many Patriot fans that are like, oh, we're the New England Tom Brady's. Just stop.
He needs, you know what that kid needs? He needs a role model. That's what that kid needs.
Dude, he needs a hug, a holiday named after him, something. And the other thing too is they call it New England South there. That's what they call it. Patriot South.
Oh my God. They got no clue. They just don't
know.
Let me ask you, man. So end of the season happens, we sweep the Patriots, you're on a high, life is good. And then 24 hours later, you find out that Flores isn't the head coach. What was your first reaction, Luke?
I was pissed. Dude, I'm on a high. I'm my last victory Monday. I'm like amped up.
Yeah, you're ready,
I'm
right?
Like, dude, yeah. And if anybody personally knows me, knows that the Patriots game means everything to me. That game because of my dad and everything. Mm-hmm. So like that's always been a family game for me. So I was on cloud nine. I'm like, yeah, dude, we smashed them, blah blah blah. And then I wake up to that.
Belichick. We swept Belichick, dude.
We haven't done that in forever.
I know.
And I was like, yeah. And then we fire Coach Flo, and I'm just like, what are we doing?
Look, I feel like that shock was my initial reaction. Again, I was live on the air, and so I didn't have a chance to really like kind of bring it all in or take it all in until after. Now, let me ask you, you've had a chance to swallow it now a week and a half later. Where are your thoughts now a week and a half later into it? Are you still mad, or are you optimistic? Is there some, I
think a little mad with a little bit of optimistic because I feel like there's a lot of stuff we don't know that's been going on that I feel like it's going to start coming out. Mm-hmm. But
they have been. A lot of stuff's been coming out. The rumor is Flores hasn't talked. Look, two things. Number one, I don't get into rumors here on this channel, but there's a million reports, right? Flores didn't talk to his staff the last month and a half. Flores and Tua got into multiple arguments. Flores did everything he could to get Tua out of there. He got him drug tested and all this crap, right? So, as much as I think Flores was building a foundation, I think what it came down to, and I've said this on my channel before, is everything went to Stephen Ross. And Stephen Ross had a chance to do one of two things. He was either going to back Flores or he was going to back Greer and Tua. And he chose to back Greer and Tua. And that's the horse that he decided to play. You know? Yeah, and that's kind of where it's at.
Fans just everybody just needs to just deal with it. Tua is going to be our quarterback for the next at least 5 years.
Oh yeah, 100. Hold on. I want to see who our head coach is first. So, is there a favorite that you have for head coach, Gorilla Luke?
Not really. Is it that sexy name that we want? Is it that that hidden defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator in the mix on other teams? Like, this whole thing gives me a giant headache. I'm just like, just at this point, just pick somebody and I'm going to roll with it. Cause no matter who you pick, I mean, you could literally pick Patrick from SpongeBob, and I'd be like, let's go.
Let's go.
So
SpongeBob. Shout out to Nickelodeon in that 49ers Cowboys game. That was really, really good that they did that. So, do you want, what about Brian Daboll? If we got, I know that name's been kicked around. It seems to be the favorite. I don't know if I want to say the favorite within the fan base, but it definitely seems to be the most common name of the fan base that Brian Daboll could be the next person as the head coach. My issue with Brian, there's a lot of issues I have with Daboll. Number one, he was our offensive coordinator here before, and he sucked. His track record, for the most part, up until him getting Stephon Diggs in Buffalo, not great.
Right.
He hasn't had a great track record, and so I don't do I want to task him to be in charge of a football team and put together, like, I feel like 3 years from now, we're going to be having the same conversation. Who's our next head coach? Who's our next GM with Brian Daboll?
Right. I don't know. I'm sick of change. I'm sick of, like, why can't we find any continuity anywhere? Why can't we just, I still feel in my gut that getting rid of Coach Flo is the wrong decision.
And I think a lot of people agree with you, Gorilla Luke. I think there's a lot of fan base that agrees with that.
Although I will say this year, I felt like, I don't know, he didn't seem like he had the passion in it this year compared to previous year. Like
when he was fighting players,
he wasn't really lit. Yeah, he wasn't like lit up on the sideline. He was very, like, every time they showed him on TV or every time I saw him on the sidelines, like, he just had this like ghost face frown on his face. Like, he was just sitting there, like, he almost looked like he was sulking.
Yeah, look, I think that he was over it. And I think that, a lot of people say, well, Flo might have, there's a portion of the fan base that said Flo got himself fired. Flo I personally believe that Flo gave Stephen Ross an ultimatum. Either me or them. Pick one. Because I'm not going to do this argument thing the next year and a half or 2 years or whatever just to get fired maybe next year if we're in the same boat again. Because, Gorilla Luke, we all know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. And that has been the Dolphins' mantra for the last 25 years. We've been doing the same thing, expecting different results, and guess where it's gotten us? Another head coaching search for the umpteenth millionth time.
Yeah, and then they're gonna bring in their people, and everything's gonna be different. And I truly believe that our defense was so stout the past couple of years because of Coach Flo. I don't care what anybody says. Coach Flo had a big part in that defense.
He did. The defense, I don't think, would be anywhere near as good as it was if it wasn't for Coach Flo and it was not for the people that he brought in. With that being said, at the same time, there's also a lot of flaws. We bring in Kyle Van Noy. We think he's going to make this big difference. We let him go after a year.
Right.
Why? Right? So, him not being able to keep or retain veterans, him not being able to keep, retain, or recruit veteran coaches, that was, I'm going to call a spade a spade. It's something that was a detriment to our team because we both know we go to Jacksonville game, we go to the Vegas game, we go to the Atlanta game. You take any one of those three games, Gorilla Luke, with just maybe a different decision here or there. We maybe win that game and we probably play a game this weekend.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, and it really falls back even to last season when that Denver game crushed us last season.
Perfect example. We got to beat that. We can beat Denver. I think we looked over them. It was a trap game. It was a clear-cut trap game.
Yep. We
look past them. We lose to them. And we can clearly go back and say, we win that game, we're in the playoffs next year. Who cares about that week 17 loss to Buffalo last year?
Yep.
And so that's kind of, and I think that if the Dolphins make the playoffs last year and or this year, I think that we don't fire Flo on Black Monday.
I agree.
So look, it's the position that we're in. It's where we're at. It's what the fan base is interested in. I don't know what to say other than the thing that I miss the most is the tailgate, man. I miss hanging out with you. We got a long off season ahead of us. What do you do with your off season, man?
Well, I do other Dolphin events. Like I'll go out to the SoCal picnic out there and see Jason and their crew.
Shout out to SoCal. I want to go to that so bad.
I'm gonna do Allie's Beach Bash again this year. Stuff like that.
Fun. Was that not one of the funnest things we did?
Oh yeah, dude. We were like floating out in the water forever.
So just so you know, I want you to picture this: a drunk gorilla and a drunk fat guy out in the middle of the ocean with beers in each hand, just floating, drinking.
Yeah. There's probably like 6 bull sharks swimming between my legs. Who even knows?
Well, dude, it was definitely the funnest time I had, and that was the weekend of the draft. That was the weekend right before. Yeah. So I was there.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I'm probably going to end up doing the draft again this year and going out there for that. And so I got like things to do. And then we're doing our Super Bowl party down in the Florida Keys with a bunch of people too. So
look, man, it sounds like a good time. Tell people where they can find you. You do Facebook? I don't know if you do a lot.
No, I do Facebook. I do Instagram. I do TikTok. I do Twitter. I'm just not on Twitter as much as everything else.
I love Twitter. Twitter's my favorite.
So,
Gorilla Luke, right?
Yeah, Gorilla Luke. You just type in Gorilla Luke, you'll find me. I'm the big black furry guy.
Dude, I love you, man. I miss you.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something real quick before I go. Okay. Listen. So we're at Tampa, and I'm repping my Dolphin stuff last Sunday. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. I decided to steal.
You stole a palm tree?
Yeah, out of the stadium.
That is classic.
I took that shit.
Yo, that is classic.
And don't forget my Hard Rock Stadium sign I took last year when we had to wear COVID masks.
You stole a mask, dude. Just so y'all know, Gorilla Luke tries to take something from every stadium.
Yeah, dude. That's what it is. It's, they're just going to throw it away anyway. I just walk out with it. I don't try to steal. I walk out with it, and people just don't question me.
Luke, I love you, man.
All right, man.
I love talking to you. And hit me up, all right, man?
All right, bro.
Be up.
All right, see you.
All right, Gorilla Luke, ladies and gentlemen. I had to bring my boy on for a minute. All right, let me open up the panel for y'all. Gorilla Luke does owe to the swear jar, but it's Gorilla Luke. Gorillas do what they want. Look, man, super excited. I put the link in the chat. Come on, let's have an awesome, amazing panel. Swear jars in full effect. I'll pay Gorilla Luke's swear jar fee. But yeah, we're going to have a good time today. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a good time. Hey, speaking of, I haven't seen this person in a long time. What's up, Pamela?
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Pamela.
I look like crap. I got mascara under my eyes and wild girl hair.
Pamela was partying hard last night. She's like, let's go. Yeah. No party. Okay. That's my idea of partying.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine's the same way. It's Yeah.
Obi-Wan Tua Nobi, Andrevius, what is up?
Oh, what it do? Hey, Pam.
Hey.
Look at you, man. Look at you, looking clean cut. I see you over there. I see you. My man Drubbatron, I like the beard, bro. I like the beard, man.
How's it going?
How are you, dude?
I'm doing all right. Just hanging in there.
Hey, man, that's all we can do. MCJB, what message do you have for us today in the golf balls?
Gotta guess it.
17-0. I like it.
Y'all good.
I like it.
I thought it'd be hard for a minute. How y'all doing?
I had to look at it for a second. I'm like, No,
I like that. Good, I like that jersey.
Hey, Andrevius, give him a roll tide.
Roll tide. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they got bit by the dog. They got bit by the hair of the dog.
They ain't gonna be back next year. Watch. They can't rebuild. I'm just playing.
All right, let me
They
bring
ain't gonna
on
rebuild.
Mr. Spurs sucks himself, Estefan. What's up, Estefan?
Hey, Esther.
Estefan, of course, gonna do his own thing and not answer when I ask him to talk. Let me bring on 1, 2, 3, 4 Eps. What's up, 1, 2, 3, 4?
Oh,
Yo, what's up? What's up, everyone? How y'all doing?
How you feeling, man?
What up?
I'm straight, man. I'm straight, bro. I feel like I got a cold, man. Like a bad cold.
Uh-oh.
Keep that over there, sir. Keep that over there. Andrevius and over here, we're T-gang. Gang. T-gang. Where your tea at, Andrevius? No?
I don't have any tea this morning.
Well,
Everything
I got coffee.
Everything sounded so cool.
Mine's cooking right now.
I was like, let me start some trouble.
Well, Fraudulent Murray. What's up, Fraudulent Murray? Pickett is coming. Who's this?
Steven, there's a fraud. There's a fraud in Arizona.
Is this Polo?
Yes.
There's a fraud in Arizona?
There is
his name.
It's his name is Kyler Murray. He should play baseball after this season. He should play baseball after this season.
I have literally said Kyler Murray is a fraud for 3 years, and everybody says I'm crazy.
What did I tell you last week, Steven?
Well,
I told you
he did not show up last night. He did
Look
not
at the full
show
sample
up last
size
night.
of Kyler Murray, though.
No. Look at the full sample size of Kyler Murray. He always plays amazing the first half of the season and then falls off after that. Look it up and tell me I'm lying.
Let's talk about the full sample size.
I'm not talking about Tua. I'm not talking about Tua. I'm talking about Kyler Murray right now. We're talking about Kyler Murray. Because he put up a goose
said what
egg
we're
last
not
night.
going to do today.
He put up a goose egg last night.
He looked like a bum last night. I agree.
They got school.
What up, everybody? Good morning. I had trouble getting my headset working. Sorry, Steven. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, family. Are we here to ruin movies, people's lives with spoilers? Yes, no.
Well, what movie is that? Is the question,
bro? Don't know. That Eternals was dope, man.
Eternals movie was great. Eternals movie was absolutely amazing.
I think what he did was he read, one of these so-called movie experts, took their opinion and just ran with it. Because I kind of noticed that a lot of people do that with movies, bro. You actually got to watch it for yourself. There's no way that was a horrible movie. Bro, it started off with Pink Floyd's Time, bro.
I know. The soundtrack was great for Eternals.
I mean, if I could smoke some dope and watch that movie, I would, but I can't. So I'm just saying. But anyway, somebody. Who's next?
EM Baller. What's up, EM Baller?
What's good, everybody?
How you doing, man?
He said
good.
Tom Brady.
Good, great. Drinking me a bang. I'm ready to chat. What's goody?
Oh, I like Andrevius. What's goody, sir? What is goody? I like it. EM Baller. All right. Well, look, the panel's y'all's. What do y'all want to talk about first? We could talk about how horrible the games were this weekend. Did you all?
Oh my God, they were snooze.
I got two topics.
The NFL pumped it up so much, and it was just a big letdown.
I think the seventh team is stupid. It's
I agree.
Not one seventh seed did anything, so it was a waste of time.
Well, let me start. I don't know if I want to talk about this, but let me start.
If you say his name, I'm muting you. If you say that man's name, I'm going to mute you.
There's two things I got out of this weekend. First of all, a quarterback that came out of the same draft as our quarterback had a leg injury, and his offensive line is not amazing. Balled out, won his first playoff game.
Facts.
That's one.
Ooh,
Number two, the Rams are the example of why you don't sit there and just sit on your hands and worry about your first-round draft picks. If you need to make an upgrade at the quarterback position, you do it, because they did that with Goff, and they got Stafford. That's what I got on the weekend. Oh, the third thing, we'll never be able to beat Josh Allen with this quarterback. I'm going to drop the mic on that.
Oh, never.
You can drop the mic all you want, but until the Rams, if the Rams don't actually win the Super Bowl, they didn't really do anything, because they went to the Super Bowl.
But you know what? I think
they have to win the Super Bowl for us to be right about that.
Hey, bro, you make money in the playoffs, bro. I don't want to hear it.
Estefan, I'm going to
And
back you
Jared
up,
Goff
man.
consistently went to the playoffs.
Well, hey, dude, two things. Number one, I think Estefan hit the nail on the head. The Rams are a prime example of having a quarterback that is somebody that he took you to a Super Bowl before, right? And then to go out and trade big time to bring in an upgrade at the position.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that says a lot about what the team is willing to do to upgrade.
I agree they upgraded, but if they don't win the Super Bowl, did they really upgrade?
The most important position in All-American sports.
They put themselves in a position to do it.
If they don't win the Super Bowl, it doesn't really
That's easy to say. That's easy to say.
Because it's true. Because it's true.
But
they went to a Super Bowl with the inferior guy.
But
they went to the Super Bowl with the inferior guy.
Andrevius, answer me this, sir. Riddle me this, Batman.
Okay.
Explain to me how many quarterbacks have the opportunity to get to the Super Bowl, right? So I'm not saying that. Look, I truly believe the Rams believe it's Super Bowl or bust. I get that. But I also believe that they put themselves in a position as a franchise to succeed, and they weren't hesitant to pull the trigger in upgrading at the quarterback position. That's a big deal.
And if they don't win a Super Bowl, they don't have to win it this year. If they don't win a Super Bowl
in general
with Matt Stafford at some point, it was like, okay, what'd you do it for?
I got a question for all of y'all, because I know what the premier game is this coming up week. Do y'all know?
Bengals, Titans.
That's for me. I'd be biased saying that because, oh man, I'm pulled on that game, bro. I really like Tannehill and I like Burrow, bro.
Who's Tampa playing?
But I think the premier game's going to be Tampa and the Rams, bro. Bucs and the Rams. That offense, Stafford and that offense against that Bucs defense. Come on now. Oh my gosh, bro! If you're a football fan,
That's for LA.
You're saying it wrong. You're saying it wrong. It's that Rams offense against Tom Brady. I told Crypto up here that Jalen Hurts wouldn't stand a chance against Tom Brady in the playoffs because some people turn a switch on, and that was absolutely right.
Even the Bucs offense against the Rams defense is going to be sick.
Here's something else that I observed over the weekend: Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray. Who
His
else?
name not Kyler Murray. It's Fraudulent Murray.
Fraudulent Murray.
I don't even care about that guy.
Like any of these mobile quarterbacks. No,
he has tiny hands. You see him fumble and stuff. He has tiny hands like Tua. You can't have a quarterback.
I think.
Tua doesn't even have small hands. Why do y'all keep saying that?
He's petite, man.
Tua has bigger hands than Joe Burrow. That is an actual fact.
Kyler Murray's problem.
You want Justin Herbert in a fight with you or Tua?
Listen.
I don't want to fight with either of those guys.
Because Tua's a petite man, dude.
Bro.
Tua's petite.
Let's talk about the Cowboys.
Hey, yo.
Let's talk about the Cowboys.
Von Miller and Aaron Donald was enough to win that game. I'll put it that way, bro. By the time Kyler Murray was on and off, look, I get y'all. These guys were off. The fact is, their arms are liver than our quarterbacks. There's qualities of everybody in these playoffs with their quarterbacks where they have an attribute that's better than our quarterback. So I'm just saying, can you at least acknowledge those attributes before you bash those players? Because we are Dolphin fans. Bro,
I'm gonna bash how Kyler Murray played yesterday, and it doesn't have to have anything to do with Tua.
Go ahead, Pamela.
So you can't take.
He's got a rocket arm.
And he played terribly. He's got a rocket arm and played terribly.
Qualities of a whole bunch of quarterbacks and put them together in one and say that guy with all those qualities is better than Tua. That doesn't make sense. Tua has great qualities also. I mean, come on.
He's got nice hair. He's got a great smile.
Yeah.
Besides that, but what about the football? What about when it comes to the football?
Right.
Hold on real quick. Hold on, Estefan. Calm down, Estefan.
Yeah, Esther, relax.
You're at a 9.
Yeah, I was talking about the color of his eyes. Yeah.
Esther, you can't treat people like that, man. Esther, you can't treat people like that, bro.
That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
Pamela, you know I got love for you. I'm just trying to make sure that you don't go too far in this where somebody didn't tell you. Pamela, This is a dead end. You need to see the light.
All right,
Listen,
Estefan, hold on.
to say to the one woman on the panel that it's because I like his hair is ridiculous. Talk football, man. You know I can talk football. Don't be talking about the color of his eyes and his hair.
No. Estefan was stating, and I'll back Estefan.
No,
he wasn't saying that to you. He was saying that in general because Andrevius was trying to say something nice about
compliments. He wasn't.
I didn't say that.
Yes, I was. I apologize if you took it that way. I got love for you, Pamela.
I thought,
and that coffee looks delicious.
Cruz Ruiz says y'all spin the same never-ending narratives every show. Why not talk about head coaching candidates, playoff games, potential draft picks? Get out of your fields. I agree.
Cruz Ruiz. You know
what we should talk about? We should talk about the Cowboys.
Where I wanted to go with the conversation was back to the Bucks. And I think that the Bucks are very suspect. If it's not for a lot of convenient calls, the Bucks aren't winning at least 3 or 4 games that they've won. And
I gotta say, Pamela, I agree with you. I think the Rams are going to get them next week or this coming up week 2.
Don't they play San Fran?
No.
Oh no! That's right. That's right. San
Francisco
Fran.
goes
That's right.
to Green Bay.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's going to carve that team up.
You know, one of the topics I want to bring up to you guys is watching all the games this weekend. As a Dolphins fan, I wanted to put myself in the shoes and compare my team against what was playing on the field. You know, I compared the offensive strategy. I compared how defenses played certain quarterbacks. I compared what is a good quarterback compared to what we have as well as what we've had for the last 15, 20 years. And one of the things that I've come up with is I believe that good teams do 2 things very, very well. I think the first thing that they do very well, very, very well is they have confidence in who's playing at their quarterback position, no matter who it is, right? And that's, by the way, shown by, and the moment they lose confidence in a quarterback, good teams will find a way to replace them. Rams, i.e., are the example of that, right? You had Jared Goff. He took you to the Super Bowl. You started losing confidence. You went out and replaced him immediately. There wasn't a long time of speculation of, is he good enough? Can he not be good enough? It was, they went out and made the change when the time was right. The second thing that I also realize about these coaching staffs, or about the coaching staffs, is a lot of these teams have very good coaching staffs. They have somebody who is really good at offense. They have a coaching that's really good at defense. They are really good at developing talent. And the end of their roster is really good just as much as the beginning of the roster. And they're not afraid to bring in certain key pieces to make sure that their team is put in an opportunity to win. Now, to Andrevius's point, I do believe, not just because, hey, you went after Stafford, but look at everything else the Rams have done. You went out and got Odell Beckham Jr. You went out and got Von Miller. You went out and made all of these trades. And so I truly believe that it is Super Bowl or bust for the Rams.
Hey, bro, can I ask you a serious
brought
question?
Cam Akers back from an Achilles.
Hold on, Estefan. What did you say?
They brought Cam Akers back from an Achilles injury, probably way before he should. I would.
So Michelle looked good too.
Yeah.
Like Steven was saying, the Rams and Andrevis as well. The Rams are all in. If they don't get to the Super Bowl, at least get to the Super Bowl, it's going to be a complete failure. They have to at least make the Super Bowl.
But Steven, those teams did. Those teams took care of the front office too.
Yeah, they did.
The one thing the Dolphins have had for the last 20 years and actually 21 years is Greer. He's been GM for 6 years and been in the scouting for 21 years. I
believe that you can blame the last 3. There are theories and scenarios where you can definitely blame Greer one way or the other for the last 3 years. I don't think you can blame him before Tannenbaum. I don't think he has anything to do prior to Tannenbaum and making the final decision.
Tannenbaum was so bad at scouting.
Hey, Steven, but that has nothing. That has nothing.
That's
in my opinion, that has nothing to do with it.
That's
What
like an ant in a hole.
What I will say is, and I'm gonna let Polo ask his question here in a second, or say his piece. I also think that at the end of the day, these teams work together in an environment. You look at what Sean McVay does in the Rams. You look at what John Lynch is doing with Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco. Here's the other thing I really am impressed with about San Francisco, right? San Francisco went out and spent a top 5 draft pick to get a quarterback, and they're going to the playoffs with the quarterback that was there before in Garoppolo.
Let me ask you this, Stephen. Where was John Lynch at the end of that game? Where was he?
On the sidelines.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Exactly.
Go ahead, Polo. Hold on. Go ahead, Polo.
All right, so this is a question for the panel. I just want to ask all of you, have you all seen what all playoff teams have? They all have a philosophy. The Niners have a run game. The Bills have a passing game that they truly believe in. Every team has something they believe in. But the Dolphins, when I'm comparing the Dolphins, we don't have a run identity. We don't have a passing identity. Our defense is probably our only identity, but a defense can only carry you so far. The saying goes, offense wins you games, defense wins you championship. And this team, it's lacking. So that's why we need to find our philosophy first before we start blaming.
And Polo, you bring up an amazing point, and I'll let Pamela go after me and the Drubatron. I think that when you look at the standpoint of the Miami Dolphins, you have to understand, and I'll bring Russell into this conversation too on the bottom here. I think you have to look at a couple of things here. I think you have to look at the Dolphins.
What's up here, bro? Come on, Master at Works.
I think
Master at Work blocked me on Twitter, man. What's up? Somebody holler at him.
Hey, chill, guys. I think what you also have to realize is the Miami Dolphins haven't done anything to build an offense to make them better, right? Like, you haven't put in the necessary work or assets to the offensive line. You haven't brought, Waddle was great at an upgrade at the wide receiver, but you go out and spend $10 million on a guy who catches 4 catches for you. What is that going to do, right? And so, and by the way, you've had Gaskin, you've had a running back by committee for the last 3 or 4 years. You haven't had a workhorse at running back. So how are you supposed to have an identity at wide receiver or running back if you can't even establish, people are like, well, Tua could be a game manager. Well, we'll never know because he doesn't have anything around him to manage. Right. And so that's neither here or there. What I'm trying to say is I agree with Polo. You have to have an identity, but in order to have an identity, you have to have pieces in place so that you can try to have that. And
so I want to say that we have pieces in place. The problem is we don't use them. Why in that last game did we stop running the ball? What was Duke Johnson doing? He'd been running the ball. We were running the ball by committee.
49 yards on 7 carries at halftime and ended the game with 49 yards with 7 carries in that Tennessee game.
Exactly. And it's happened over and over again. How many times with Gase did we have something going on great? We go in at halftime and we come back and we stop doing what was getting us yards and down the field. We did it over and over. We did it the last 3 years. We've had the players. They're not using them properly. How do you have a home field advantage in Miami where even if it's only 85 degrees, it feels horrible because it's so humid? You have to run 4 quarters. I don't care if you're getting yards or not.
Well, look, and I'm going to let Drubatron go after me. The other thing to this, too, is the rules of the NFL, right, Pamela? Like back in the day, you could have 3 days. You could have 2 days. Heck, you can't have that now. The NFL is so strict on what they're allowed to do with their players and not allowed to do that it's tough to develop, hey, we're going to be a team that practices in 115-degree weather in the months of July and August so that come October, November, and December, or come November and December, and heck, January for that matter, that they're able to play and able to still have, that energy come the fourth quarter. Drubatron?
Yeah, it's interesting we talk about team identity and this and I've been having a lot of conversation on Twitter with fans about us letting Flores go, and I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy, but I've been putting my tinfoil hat on lately, and embracing the conspiracy, and the more that I think about it, the more that I feel it to be true, and maybe this will lead into another conversation. I believe. Sorry for the dog. I'm starting to believe more and more that Brian Flores may have been tinfoil hat time, may have been sabotaging the offense. I believe because there's only two possible scenarios that are possible. There's no third scenario that makes sense. It's either Brian Flores is completely and utterly incompetent as a head coach, which I don't believe. I don't believe Brian Flores is incompetent. Okay. He's either completely incompetent at building an offense, or he was sabotaging the offense, because there's no way that you can have this team for 3 years, 3 drafts, and continue to have year after year the worst offensive line in the NFL and the worst run game in the NFL. I don't even want to talk about Tua. Let's take Tua out of the equation. Why was our offense so bad the last 3 years? Tua aside, Tua was only there for
Don't count the first year. Don't count the first year. Let's go last 2 years.
Let's not count the first year. The last 2 years, even with Ryan Fitzpatrick, either Brian Flores, again, is a completely incompetent offensive head coach at putting together an offensive staff and evaluating offensive talent, or I think after the half a year with Tua, I think Brian Flores was done. I said this last time we talked, Steven. You saw on the sidelines, Flores was not interacting with players the same way that he was the year before.
Let me answer this a little bit, Drubbatron. Let's dive into this, right? So your theory is one that is valid. I don't know if it's true, but it's valid. I can see where you're getting your theory from.
I'm not saying it's true.
Who would sabotage their own career?
Let me get into that, Epps. So let's play this out. Epps is right? What is the point of sabotaging your own offense for pride? Let's say pride.
Your own career.
Your own career. Now
I can answer this question.
I think I'll let Russell go after. I'll let Russell go after.
If you have a good answer to that, I would love to hear it.
All right. So what I believe at the end of the day is, well, not that I believe. The theory is there's a theory that he wanted Tua so bad, so gone. He didn't want to put any offense around him so that he could clearly justify replacing him or bringing somebody new in. That makes sense to me in a certain to a certain extent. And here's why it makes a little sense to me. Because he didn't bring in veteran coaching. He didn't bring in veteran players. And when he did, he got rid of them right away. So I actually don't think your theory's far off, because based on other decisions within the team.
Steven, let me ask you this question.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you say that he got rid of right away as a veteran coach?
Caldwell's the main one.
Caldwell disappeared. Gailey disappeared.
Caldwell still won't come here, Steven. Caldwell.
No, I got you, Epps. I'm not arguing with you on that.
So how do you know that was with Flores?
Because I think everything in general, right?
Like, but he was planning on coming here. Hold on. Caldwell was intending to come to Miami, and out of nowhere, he has health, which I don't know if he does have health problems.
Even if he didn't, he had to put the health problems away. He had a chance to come back and coach again. It wasn't like we let him go after that. He left the team on his own account afterwards. You know,
I don't know, man. I think it's
Russell. Go ahead, Russell.
I only got time to answer this question. I'm actually at work, so I'm gonna simplify it. I'm gonna add this to what Steven just said. He's not a Dolphin. He's a Patriot. That simple.
Who?
Don't get
Who?
coaches
Flores.
from division rivals because you never know what their ulterior motives are. He was always
That's
a
a reach,
freaking
Russell. That's a
Patriot.
I
reach,
disagree.
Russell.
I disagree with that, Russell.
You're
Sorry,
reaching, bro.
I
You're reaching, man.
On that note,
Well,
hands up. I gotta go.
Later,
Easy,
Russell.
Russell. All right,
Look, listen, real quick.
let me let Estefan go, and why I let Estefan go, I'm gonna bring on Pete. Go ahead,
I just want, actually, I know y'all are talking about a conspiracy theory, but I just want to talk about Vance Joseph real quick because Florida-born Kentucky girl paid some of his hard-earned money, said he wants Vance Joseph. Look, I was thinking about this last night watching that game. He's supposed to be a specialist on defense, and I don't think that I want him for our team because that defense should have played better. They're pretty stacked, y'all. You got on the defensive line, you have Peters, Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt. And then at the linebacker, you have Golden, Zavin Collins, Isaiah Simmons. And then you have Buda Baker. I mean, that's pretty loaded to me on defense. Bro, so what I'm saying is you can have all the, some of the best personnel, bro, but if you get a chef in the kitchen that can't put the ingredients together and serve up the dish, bro, you're going to fall flat. So, that's what worries me about what coach we're going to hire. Everybody thinks that automatically this defense is still going to be good. That's not the case, y'all.
I'll agree. That's not.
You know what I mean? There's actually a reason that people that know football are saying you might want to continue with Boyer because he has the personnel. He's dealt with them from a year. Here's my problem with that. Hold on. I've already heard your take, bro. Let me finish.
No. I just want to touch on your take. I just want to add to it and say the only reason that the Boyer thing. The only thing about the Boyer thing is Josh Boyer at the end of the day had play calling abilities and were taken away from him by Flores.
And I understand that micromanaging mentality and all that from Flores because Flores is the better defensive mind, but that's not to say that Flores he was the longest tenured Patriot as a coach. Mm-hmm. These guys learn from their mistakes and they get better. You're never going to that's just like what we're talking about with the head coaching position. Everybody's upset that we got rid of Flo. You might actually want to continue an investment with Boyer and see what he's got. He's going to learn from his mistakes. He was learning from Flo. I'm just saying, I would do it. Just bring him. My only worry is who they're going to hire for head coach. That's it. So
Estefan, let me ask you a question, buddy. I think you bring up a valid point, or I think you bring up some valid points. Let me put that in plural. If you're worried about it, which I am too, by the way, for the record, I've clearly said I don't trust the Dolphins to do the right thing. Are you going to be okay when Brian Daboll is announced as the next head coach? And if you're not, what are things that can change your mind to be okay with Daboll to be the next? Somebody like Daboll.
I think TD went over this on his stream. If you just look at his resume, he has a lot of lateral moves in his coaching history. Mm-hmm. He actually started out, I think, in the pros, went back to college, came back to the pros, a lot of the same positions. OC's already been an OC. I don't think that that's going to end well because Tua and Josh Allen are two different quarterbacks. You have one that has God-given, natural given abilities that you just can't coach. And that's why a lot of teams are high on guys like Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. It's the physical part of the game that they have that you can't teach with those players. You're not going to have that with Tua. You need more of a cerebral coach. So Daboll's a dead end. I think everybody needs to be alert and worried about next season if they make that hire. That is a huge mistake.
And by the way, Estefan.
Hold on real quick. I was gonna back that up with the solution.
No, I've never agreed with you more. Never agreed with you more than that statement. I agree.
Bro, this week in the play calling, you can draw up anything and it's going to work when that guy is on. And Josh Allen was on, baby. This is what I got to say. Look, I am not in favor. Y'all know that I'm not in favor of continuing with Tua. But if you're going to, I know Batman's brought up before trade for Sean Payton. That he's already trying to leave anyways. He might not even have to do that. If you're going to continue a further investment, Get him in here. Try to pull him away from the Cowboys. Throw the bag at him. It's the best chance you got if you want to be successful with Tua. In my opinion, I don't think Tua's fixed. I don't think Tua is worth a further investment from what I've seen. And you know what I mean? And that's just me. And the other thing is that whole thing about him not having work ethic. I was actually hearing that a long time ago. If y'all just were privy to some of the conversations that I've had.
Tua. Stop it. Stop it. All right,
Hey,
Pete, go ahead, Pete. What's up, Pete?
I just love Estefan. I just want to make sure. And how's everybody on the panel here doing?
Good morning,
I hope
Pete. How are you?
everybody's having a blessed
Pete.
day. Everybody in the chat, you guys rocking it today. But Estefan, I want to clarify something. I want to make sure what you said, I understood it 100%, and I want to say it maybe in a simpler way for people to understand. So basically, Estefan, basically what you just finished saying, which I could agree if this is what it means, is Brian Daboll is a product of Josh Allen.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes.
I agree with you 100% on that. And Brian Daboll, to me, has almost no chance to be our coach, if you ask me. A lot of people want it because of the Alabama ties with Tua. I understand that infatuation. But like Estefan pointed out, these quarterbacks like Josh Allen, what did he do? What did Brian Daboll create and make Josh Allen do so well versus the Jacksonville Jaguars that he lost against when Jacksonville Jaguars were able to contain him in the pocket and not do anything, and Josh Allen was not able to use his elite traits that he brings to the table? You see what I'm saying? So where was Brian Daboll creative in those situations? That's what you got to pay attention to. It's you got to look at the situation that these coaches are in, what players they have. And Brian Daboll fell into a situation where the Buffalo Bills already knew from the beginning they traded up for Josh Allen. They knew what he has, his intangibles and everything. So it's just Josh Allen making Brian Daboll better at his job. That's just my opinion.
I totally agree with Pete and Esther.
Well, I don't think the argument about the game against Jacksonville and that being on the coach, like he couldn't coach Allen up for that. Well, there's a lot of factors when a team like Buffalo loses to a team like Jacksonville. One of the factors is they overlook the game. And sometimes when you come in with the switch turned off, you can't turn the switch back on.
Trap games are real.
Yes. And also that matchups. You know, there's certain things that coaches can do. They fine tune watching film and they look at stuff on one game to win one particular game. And the matchup against Buffalo with Jacksonville just worked.
You know, one of the things that I think is very interesting, and I want to get Ep's take and Polo's take on this, is the fan base right now doesn't have a clear consensus of where to turn to for the answer now. And for the first time in a very long time, I think that there's always been a favorite within the fan base, right? There's always, no matter what the topic is, there's always a clear-cut fan favorite. There is no clear-cut fan favorite with the solution to the problem that we have right now at head coach. Epps and Polo, I would like for you two to kind of elaborate on that a little bit more.
Like, what do you mean by the quarterback position?
Go ahead, Polo.
I mean, no, just head coach. Just like why do you think there is no clear-cut favorite, and you know why doesn't somebody kind of take the reins of okay, the fan base is going to back this person in this hire, you know, a majority of the fan base.
Polo ain't here to talk about coaches. He's here to talk about Kenny Pickett.
I understand.
I'd like to answer that question. I'd like to answer it after he does.
I think it's because we've been through so many coaches like Cam Cameron, Adam Gase, Joe Philbin. So we're looking for the next Belichick. And I think that's the problem. Everyone is looking for the next Belichick in the NFL. All right, the next what's the guy from LA, Sean McVay. We're looking for the next genius. And that's the problem. We need a coach, not a genius. So most people like Brian Daboll, he's not I don't know if he's going to change to us, so I can't predict that, but I don't know if he's a product of Josh Allen or is he a really good coach. And the problem with the Dolphins is they always get confused on a coach. You know, we hired Joe Philbin, but when he was with the Packers, he wasn't even an offensive coordinator. It's insane. So it's like
he was the offensive line coach.
So we're looking for a genius too badly when we need a coach.
I'm gonna answer your question, Steven, and I'm gonna give my quick final thoughts because I gotta go take care of my girl.
Go ahead, Epps.
The fact of the matter is,
Pamela, you're after
nobody expected Brian Flores to get fired. So the whole fan base is just slapped in the face, and nobody has a clear cut, perfect person because everybody's terrified that we're rebuilding again. No matter what fan you are, deep inside, there's a part of you that says, "Damn, are we rebuilding again?" You know what I'm saying? That's everybody, and that's just the fact that it is. Yeah, exactly. That's just the fact that it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just scared, man. And when you get a bunch of scared people, this is what happens, man. And my final thought is, hey, anybody who knows Master at Work, ask him why he blocked me on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Hey, all I asked him was how you feeling.
That's unacceptable, Master at Work.
You know
That's you can't treat people like that, Master at Work.
Master at Work, you're so sensitive, bro. You make all those videos. I asked you how you doing, homie, and you block me? Okay. All right, man. I love all you guys. Stay blessed. Have a great week. I'll be back tomorrow, man. I gotta go take care
he
of
don't
my
want
girl.
that
She's
smoke
better.
with
Yeah,
you.
he's
We swept Master at Work under the rugs.
Yeah, I'll be back, guys. I'll be back. I just gotta go take care of my girl. She's not feeling good.
All right,
hey, y'all be good. I love all y'all, man. Stay blessed, man.
Stay safe. Stay
Oh,
safe and get better.
Can I give a part 2 to mine right quick?
Let Pamela go real quick. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so I agree with what Epps was saying because here's the thing. We think we have to have somebody and the history shows we have to have somebody that gets it all done within 3 years. Because clearly 3 years is our cutoff. And, who wants the responsibility of that? Also, I believe that when you look at how Flores was treated, he's just gone. The term thrown under the bus comes to mind for me. And all the problems the Dolphins had were his fault. He's gone. And whoever comes in has to go in and deal with the lack of support, in my view, that comes from the GM, the owner thinking, I'm going to support the GM no matter what. I mean, who's going to want this job? And, we're not going to have a Superman savior come swooping in, just like Ebb says, we need a good coach. And I actually think we had one, but we just tossed him under the bus.
Pamela, I disagree one thing on your thing. I don't think that everybody wants to blame Flores for everything. I just think that Flores wasn't willing to work with other people for the solution. He wanted to be the one that came up with the idea, that executed it, and for it to come to fruition.
Do you know why he stayed quiet towards the end? Do you know why?
I think
I know why.
You know why? Because I think because he wanted to get a head coaching job somewhere else, and if you start playing that
they were saying he was getting quiet even going into the Tennessee game. I think because if you've coached before, you're really all about withholding certain secrets and strategies. Like you have a coach, and think about it in the NFL, man. All these guys go somewhere else and coach, bro. There's a reason why Belichick has 7 Super Bowls. He got to a point to where he just tells guys, "I need you to do this. Just do it. I need you to do that." That's how you win. That's how coaches should coach. He was going about it the right way. He doesn't have to explain to you why he's telling you, "I need you to do a zone. I need you to do man." He doesn't have to explain himself. He's the head coach. Just do it. Because at the end of the day, when the season is over, those guys are going to go on to other jobs. They're going to know, and then if they get a job in the same division or the conference, they know you. You're going to face those guys that you're bringing up as coaches eventually at some point. So, when people are saying, "Well, he wasn't talking to anybody," I'm like, I wouldn't talk to anybody either.
Right.
I mean,
this is Miami Sports Music.
Support.
This is Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clack Blackers. I'm your host, Stephen D. We are in the ever famous Dolphin chat, Dolphins panel, whatever you want to call it. I got Estefan, Pamela, Obi-Wan Tuanobi, a.k.a. Andrevius, my T-brother. I got Polo. Pickett is coming in, Fraudulent Murray in there. I got my man Drubbatron, my man Pete. And coming on the panel right now, all the way from finsmaniacs.com, my man Jason Sarnie. What's up, Jason?
What's going on, my dude? How are you all doing?
Pretty good, man. We're just sitting here.
What's going on, Jason?
We're having conversations about, just the Flores, the kind of the feel. My first question to you, Jason, while I have everybody on, and I'll bring other people back into the conversation here in a few. I just want to ask you a couple of conversations, and then we'll get the panel back on. What was your thoughts? What was your initial thoughts when Flores got fired last week?
And we've mentioned this before in our talks. It was not surprising. It was a little surprising in the sense that it happened the first firing, really. But with the information that has now come out that I had been kind of waiting on, it was not surprising because through the winning streak, I was told that while they were winning great, there was a continual kind of decline of the personality and the communication. I've heard words that I don't want to repeat because people will think that they're weird words. I mean, I heard the word psycho in just walking through the building and getting preparation and doing things, and it just became odd. So while there were a lot of supporters, sure, we're talking about an organization that has 53 playing men plus 10 practice squads, 12 practice, whatever. If 15 guys were upset, the rest could have been happy or vice versa. So there's always going to be camps, but no, it did not shock me in the long
one
story.
iota. So now that, we're kind of in the position that we're in, Jason, we've heard a lot of different names over the last 72 hours to a week. We've heard Brian Daboll. We've heard Dan Quinn. We've heard who's the defensive guy?
McDaniel.
Yeah, I mean, just a million different names. What are some names that you like, some names that you don't, and what do you want to see in our next head coach?
Whoa. This is one of those answers that I will do my best to keep it concise because I got a lot to say on the topic and then the people individually. To summarize the thought process, I would love to see a proven head coach because if you look back in history, the coaches that have relative success in Miami were previous head coaches. Even Shula coached in Baltimore Colts. You have Jimmy Johnson was Dallas Cowboys. And then you have Dave Wanstead, who was under Jimmy Johnson as a defensive coordinator, then coached for 8, maybe 7 years in Chicago. So forget record, forget what they did as head coaches. They ran a program. They had travel. Heard the traveling this year was weird. I mean, that's a head coach. That's on the head coach. Logistics is on the head coach. So to get a newer coordinator that's just about to start the career, I'm weary of because you missed with Philbin, you missed with Cameron, you missed with Gase, you missed with Flores. So philosophically, you need someone who can come in and if they are a dictator or if they are a rather harsh individual to kind of have for a coach, if they could do this and show a ring, that's fine. Flores was able to show rings as a coordinator, not a head coach. So he could not be that dictator to these young guys just yet. So that's what I want, Steven. I want a head coach who's done it before, but I don't know that they're going to go that way. So
yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to go that way. You've heard names like McDaniel. You've heard names like Daboll. You've heard names like Kellen Moore. Why? I guess is my first question. Why are the Dolphins leaning this way? Because as a franchise or as a fan base, I feel like, I just said the fan base was kind of fractured in their thinking of who should be the next person. But I do think a majority of the fan base all think that a former head coach should be the next head coach. But it doesn't seem the Dolphins are going that way. Why do you think the Dolphins are not necessarily headed in that direction?
I mean, if you're going to look at the pool of candidates, we're not talking a deep pool. I mean, the big shark would be Harbaugh, but it doesn't look like that would happen. And then you're looking at Doug Peterson, which would be, I would be cool with that. But then it kind of dwindles. So now you're looking at all these new or young guys. Brian Daboll has had experience with Tua, has had experience in Miami. McDaniel is the hot name. I honestly don't know what they're going to do, Steven. I really, truly don't know. But what I would like is an offensive-minded coach, because you need to pair that with Gerald Alexander, Josh Boyer. If they both retain, they need to be coach. I would actually be fine with co-defensive coordinators because they both are okay. Gerald's great. Boyer is okay. If Gerald Alexander gets promoted to defensive coordinator and you match that with an offensive brain, I think that's a formula for success.
Well, so I hope that confirms Estefan. Yeah, I was literally about to bring you in, Estefan, because that literally was what you said like 5 minutes ago about Boyer. Go ahead, Estefan.
Hey, man, Sarnie, what's going on? Estefan here, man. I got a question for you. Let's say you're an experienced head coach. You have your coaching staff. Let's say you're going to stick with Boyer, right? You're coming here. This is something that, is going to be a part of your legacy, right? You're coming into this job. Do you stick with Tua, or do you tell them I need an upgrade?
It's a great question. It's I hate to answer it this way, Estefan. It's kind of dependent on who the guy is. I mean, if, for example, if Brian Daboll comes in and shocks the world and says, I'm going to go with my own guy, that would be really an indictment on Tua because they have the history. So I don't know how to answer.
No. You're the head coach, bro.
I'm the
you
head coach.
have experience. Yes, you're the head coach. Your legacy depends on it. Your job, everything is riding on whether you got the quarterback you need. Do you continue with Tua, or do you ask them for an upgrade?
Also, you have a 3-year time period.
I mean, look, I would be.
That's right.
I need to stick with what I've been saying to the general public, and I would say, yeah, I would build around Tua, liking what I like from his game, and realizing that, all right, we got to get a better offensive line. We need a better running game.
You get you have $74 million in cap space. You have multiple draft picks over the next few years.
I want to put him in such a position for success that he could show us what he could do with the pieces around him consistently. Because remember, we could say we had Waddle, we had Gesicki, but then everyone else, Devontae Parker was inconsistent. Preston Williams fell off. Isaiah Ford, role player. Albert Wilson, role player. The running game situation, completely up in the air. We don't know if we're going to have a Duke Johnson, Philip Lindsay. So if I'm the head coach, I sit down with Greer and I say the ins and the outs. We look at who's going to retain. We look at who we can let go. We look at the money. We look who we need to go after. Yes, I keep Tua if I am the head coach, because I know that there's 2 more years on the contract plus the option. So in NFL terms, that's 17 games in my head.
Shake Money said, I think Brian Flores was quiet prior to the trade deadline, everything being leaked out of that prior to the trade deadline, everything was being leaked out of that building. He didn't know who to trust.
Exactly.
What was getting leaked out of the building?
Shake. He's right.
I want to know, like, if you have somebody coming in, a new head coach, he's going to come in, a coach needs power. He needs to go in and be able to take control. And if he's not getting support from the GM and the owner, and I'll give you a perfect example of a team that was going to go, and I talk about it all the time. Parcells was going to take the Cowgirls to the Super Bowl, but then Jerry Jones sticks his nose in and says, you have to keep Owens. Parcells, it's either Owens or me. And look what Jerry Jones did. And look where they are now. And they will always be that way because he sticks his nose in where it doesn't belong. A coach needs to come in and be able to take over that team and do his thing.
Well, I think, Pamela, you bring up a really good, interesting topic. How much leeway or how much power should a head coach have? What is good? What should the power struggle or the power poll look like when it comes to the head coach and the GM and working together? Because no matter what side of this you're on, you have to understand that, and I'm getting feedback from somebody, you have to understand that when you look at it, there was a struggle between Flores and Greer. And that's what the ultimate problem was with this. Jason?
The thing that I want the new head coach to realize, and this is something that Flores did not, and I've said this to you, Stephen, he wanted to be the kingmaker with his tree. So he wanted to basically take the inexperience and find a new guy, fire this coordinator, get a new coordinator. I'm going to look back. Remember Sean Payton won a Super Bowl with the Saints 2009?
Yep.
His defensive coordinator was Greg Williams, older, experienced. His assistant head coach, he named someone an assistant head coach, linebacker coach, Joe Vitt. He was about probably 12 years older than him at the time.
And was a former head coach at that time, I think.
Correct. Yes, I think so. But my point is, to be the smartest person in the room, surround yourself with smarter people, and then you'll get smarter.
And I truly believe that Flores wanted nothing to do with that.
And that's the problem.
Flores wanted nothing to do with that.
And that's the problem. To go back to Esteban, and then I'll let you take the floor however you want to go, but I'll stick around because this is fun. I love what you do, Steve.
Thank you.
If I was the one putting the people in the spot, Esteban, I would literally make sure that certain people stay. I would make sure that the coach realizes you have to surround yourself with experience. I want the coordinators to be older than you with more playoff wins, appearances, and the ability to say, but in 2003 in St. Louis, this is what happened. In 2012 in Baltimore, this is what happened. They've done that a little bit with Reggie McKenzie, with Marvin Allen, with the front office aspects, but you need it on the field. You need experience in the trenches.
But Jason, my issue with that is you're giving the new head coach caveats to being the head coach.
No,
what new head coach is going to want to come in and
giving
do
an
that?
opportunity. It's like if you're, and I hate using this example, but I will because it's how I correlate life. In business, I'm a recruiter. I do things in an employment sense. If I'm selling a job to a controller, right? The controller is going to ask me, how are the things lower than him? How are things higher than him? How's the CFO? What's going on with management? By the way, do I have an assistant controller? Do I have an executive assistant? Do I have 4 accounts? Do I have an AP, an AR? Basically, a job has a lot of moving parts to it. So if a coach comes in and says, all right, what are my factors here? I don't think it's out of the realm of fairness to say, we're going to keep these 2 guys, this one guy at coordinator, and you could sell me on the reason why not, but try to do that because I can't understand why you wouldn't retain, let's just say, Gerald Alexander, because I've heard a lot of good things about Gerald Alexander in terms of calling plays, calling the blitz packages. Those were his defensive backs going on blitzes. Brandon Jones, Javon Holland.
So one other question to you, Jason, and I'm sorry to the rest of the panel. I think
me too. I'm sorry, guys, but
my question is, and I wanted to bring this up as a totally different. I wanted to bring somebody in. Actually, I'm trying to actually find somebody who has been in a head coaching interview, either in college football, pros, if I could get there. But what do you think this head coaching interview is like? What are questions asked on both sides? What do you think Greer and Ross are asking, and what do you think these head coaches are asking to Ross and Greer?
I think that individuals through the interview process are asking different specific types of questions. Front office, maybe more managerial, personnel, and then you're going to really get to the nitty gritty. Hey, you know what? 3rd and 5, away game, down by 4. You have to get the technical questions in there. You have to understand the philosophical thinking of building, of running a team. Hey, you have 1 challenge left. It's the 3rd quarter. It's 3rd and 7 in your own territory. Will you challenge a first
Will you
down?
throw the ball in your own end zone and get a set? And get,
don't bring up Oakland. Don't bring up Oakland. I mean, LA, Vegas, whatever. I'm all flustered from that. But yes, the point is you have to. These are 9-hour interviews. These are 2-day interviews. These are long interviews because there's so much nuance. Travel, I'll bring that up. I had heard that I think it was the London game. The traveling, then the practice to the game was not good. And don't quote me on the game, but it was definitely an away game where just leaving, getting there, practicing, logistics, they were a mess. And they ended up losing the game. So a lot of things need to be asked of an individual who is going to run the football team.
I gotta say something real quick, Steven. Look, as far as like addressing like respect to Sarnie, I mean, even though I don't agree with sticking it out with Tua, that whole coaching staff thing, we've had that in our history, man. In 2006, just starting from the bottom of that coaching staff, we had Keith Smart, that's a Super Bowl champion for special teams. Kirby Smart, I believe he was like a cornerbacks coach or safeties. You had Dan Quinn was on the D-line coach. Jason Garrett was the quarterback coach, and the head coach was Nick Saban. I just think at this point, you got to go get that guy that makes it easier for whoever you bring in. You need that upgrade. It's the most important position in all American sports. It's the quarterback of an NFL team. You need to make an upgrade. Stop pussyfooting around it. Quit sitting on your hands. It has to be done. In my opinion, I've seen enough from Tua. He's not the guy. Just doesn't have it. I don't know. I mean, you could say it's the injury. At this point, I don't. I'm just like, the dude's out playing golf. But then you have people saying, well, he's got health issues. But how do you have a full golf swing when you got to have a lot of hip thrust and hip rotation to swing a golf club? You see, or to drive a golf ball. See what I'm saying? So there's a lot of things that contradict. And I heard that his work ethic was a problem a long time ago before that report came out last week. So in my opinion, if Stephen Ross knew any of that, I think it's just like the blind leading the blind if you don't make an upgrade.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I'll agree with you. I already think it's the blind leading the blind. That's just my personal opinion of it. The rest of the panel, I want your input. Rest of the panel.
I have a question for Jason, and then it ties back to the Estefan's question about if you were the head coach and you had to stick with Tua or an upgrade. I just want to get your viewpoint in it, because you have a 3-year limit with every coach, right? So what do you do? Are you building around him? The agenda that Ross and Greer want is to build around him, right? But if you don't build successfully, there's teams like the Cleveland Browns with Baker Mayfield. They just can't get over the hump. Kirk Cousins. Like, if you have an average quarterback and you build around him, you probably won't win a Super Bowl. You need that generational talent. I mean, well, not a generational talent, but an elite quarterback. So what is, maybe if I build around Tua, I can get an extra year if I make the playoffs? Is that your viewpoint? Or do you feel like you can actually win with Tua?
Well, I'll tell you, let's put a couple of those skill position players from Minnesota and Cleveland on the Dolphins, and then maybe hopefully add some linemen in there. Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. There are certified superstars in complement to those quarterbacks. So Jalen Waddle is a record-breaking rookie receiver. Mike Gesicki hopefully could be retained. Now you got to go out and you got to get the Stephon Diggs, not Stephon Diggs himself, but look what happened with Josh Allen when he meteorically spiked, when he got an absolute stud offensively to help him. So yeah, I do think that if you surround Tua with some of the talent of the teams that you mentioned, you have 2 all-pro running backs there. Give 2 of those guys, then we could talk about that.
Okay, all right. So when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, we all know that the limitations with Tua, sometimes the right side of the field is basically non-existent, and Josh Allen.
I'll agree with that.
So in Josh Allen game, there's a little bit you have to disguise. With Tua game, there's a lot. So you feel like these are the right with those guys, you could disguise his limitation well.
Well, I mean, look, a lot of people make the point. I'm going to try to mix your question in and with the previous kind of comments on Tua, on what you need in terms of quarterback to win. Yes, you need a very viable quarterback, of course, but certain teams might not necessarily be built where they need an Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers makes that team go. That's why he's won so consistently, because he's just that good. Other teams who have won Super Bowls have relied on other components of the team where their quarterback has just made the offense move. Baltimore Ravens in 2000, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2010, 3. So point is, build that offensive line, continue to solidify that defense, and Tua only has played 17, 18 games. You need to give him certifiable weapons because they have the money to do so. And I think that this is the year 2022. Let's see who they bring in because, Devontae Adams is a free agent. Who knows?
Pete, Drebitron, or Andrevius, do you guys want to get in or ask anything?
I just wanted to talk a little bit about everything. I could talk about everything, especially everybody here. But how long do you want it to roll is up to you guys. My thing is with Greer and Coach Flo. This is where I wanted to step in back when Pamela was talking. Honestly, I'm not going to get fooled. When we hired Gase, what was the memo of us hiring Adam Gase? He was coming in at least as an offensive genius-minded coach. They sold us on points. Do anyone here remember what was the motto when we hired Flores?
I feel like it was a Belichick
Does anybody
model.
remember what it was?
It was a Belichick model.
No. Instead of him being labeled a defensive genius by Ross and Greer, instead like they did Adam Gase, all they gave him was, we liked him because he was a great leader. That's all they ever said about Flores. They didn't speak about his defensive genius, how good, or they were just happy coming off the Super Bowl win.
There was a lot of talk about his scouting because he was brought up in the scouting world.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, there is scouting.
I feel like they brought him in to copy Belichick's blueprint.
That's correct.
So basically, what I'm saying when Buddy was like the Patriot way was, where were we going to head with Flores from the beginning, anyways? And how much of a leader did Greer actually go out and get us when this guy was a never head coach? Matter of fact, he hasn't even been through coach camp. What I say coach camp is, Coach Flores never even went around the league to join other teams to see other philosophies, to learn from other stadiums and coaches.
I think that is one of the things that hindered him. I think him not being able to put a coaching staff together was because he was in one place for 20 years. How can you?
I could agree with that.
How can you put together a competent or a good coaching? Because it's not like you're taking from where you were at. Belichick wasn't letting people leave. So
the NFL is just like it's the circle,
100%. Drebitron.
Yeah, and that's one. We talked about Daboll earlier, and I do have a lot of concerns about Daboll. Being in the league for 20 years and he's just now getting recognition. But I will say, of any inexperienced head coach that we would hire, Daboll does have a very important feature that a lot of other young head coach candidates won't have, and it's network. I think, and you hit the nail on the head. Brian Flores, for whatever reason, was unable to attract older, experienced coaches, and I think it really has to do with network. You see, when these guys come in, usually as head coaches, first-time head coaches, they usually end up bringing guys that they've worked with in the past, people that they know, people that they trust. And I think that was one of the big X factors.
Daboll's at least been around in 50 million.
Daboll's been everywhere. I mean, he's been at the college level. He's been at the NFL level. He's worked with a lot of coaches. And I will say, if we do end up with Daboll, he's not my favorite choice, but I will say he's going to have that Rolodex of guys that he can call, he can reach out to. And if he was good at making connections, which Flores doesn't seem like he was, he might be able to attract some guys and say, hey, look, we worked together in the past. Come play with me. Let's build something together here. That's the one thing I will say that maybe would work.
Pamela?
Yeah, I was going to say that's not true about him not attracting older, more experienced coordinators. Look at Chan Gailey. What happened to Chan Gailey? I think the Dolphin Nation happened to Chan Gailey. They were calling for his head so bad it wasn't even fun. So I think that was like a business decision. I'm not sure who made that decision, but it didn't seem right to me. So he attracted Chan Gailey. I mean, he's been coaching forever, tons of experience. And I actually thought his
did Flores attract Chan Gailey? Chan Gailey came for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
I mean I think Ryan Fitzpatrick brought Chan Gailey. I don't think Flores had much to do with it. I think Flores was a big reason why Chan Gailey left, because I feel like Chan Gailey had some ideas in his head. He's the more experienced coach, and Flores doesn't seem like he likes to take orders from other people. That's what it feels like.
Jason, we have a new nation that was created on our network called Pickaneers. And with my man Polo here at the top.
No, they're called the Picket Line. They're the Picket line.
I thought they were Pickaneers. I'm sorry, the Picket Line.
No, the Picket Line.
What do you think about the University of Pittsburgh quarterback Pickett? And let's say we decide to stick with Tua.
Hold on. Let me make a sales pitch before.
Go ahead, President of Pickett Nation.
All right, Jason. Look, I'm not a big fan of Tua, but I can at least say if we are going to build with him, we're going to build with him. But it's destiny with Kenny Pickett. You know, a Pittsburgh quarterback. It's almost like the football gods are blessing us. They're telling you, you know what? We screwed up the opportunity last time with Dan Marino, so we're going to give you one that can win a Super Bowl. You know, so this time we're gonna get Kenny Pickett. We're gonna build around him. We're gonna win a Super Bowl. So just all aboard the Pickett train, okay? The Pickett line.
Jason, your thoughts on Kenny Pickett?
Ain't nobody in that Picket line.
Well, your thoughts on Kenny Pickett, and should this even be a conversation? I have my answers, and they know it's no. But
I mean, I'll grade the sales pitches. It was a good sales pitch for being just a sales pitch. but not to put on my American Idol. It's a no for me, dog.
It's a no for me too. And I tell you exactly who we need to draft. We need to draft Anderson, the O lineman out of Alabama.
Thank you, Pamela.
Did you see that guy?
I'm gonna agree with Pamela, and then I actually have to run and get back to real life stuff, but I could do this all day with y'all. But I fully agree with Pamela. Perfect.
Jason, thank you so much for coming out.
I agree too, Pam.
Thank you.
Jason, where can they find all your stuff, man?
Spin Maniacs. We'll be doing it all off season. We got some fun stuff cooking. I know you're doing your thing too, Big Dog. We'll do a lot more together.
All right, man. Thank you, Jason, so much, man. Have a good one, brother.
You got it. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
I think Pam was spot on what she said about Gailey, though. They were after him, right away, man.
All right, let me see if I can bring on my man in the back, Alexander. What's up, Alexander?
Hey, Alexander.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing today?
Nick sucks,
How's everybody
what's
doing
up?
on this beautiful I'm sorry, Tuesday. Kind of forget.
It is Tuesday. The Knicks suck. Are you at work?
I am at work, actually, but I'm actually not busy. There's no customers in.
Did one of your co-workers just say you suck? Hey,
yeah.
tell him to get up here. Tell him we want this smoke. What is he, a Jets fan?
Hey,
Alexander's
he's
partying
a
like
Bears fan.
He's a Bears fan?
They want you to get up here.
You know why he knows we suck? Because his team sucks too. Are you kidding me?
He said he wants to know how much he's getting paid. He doesn't do nothing for free.
Hey, tell him there's a swear jar. Tell him there's a swear jar in effect.
There's a swear jar. And you have to pay the swear jar.
Looks like you're out there, so you're paying it for me.
I'm not paying it for you.
Alexander, what's up, man? Go, Pamela. Go ahead, Pamela. I'm sorry.
I want to speak to level 2 in the comments, talking about we don't need any more rookie offensive linemen. That dude is all grown up and ready to go. He played that. I mean, if you can't see that by the way that kid has played like all season, that guy would be ready to go from day one. He's not going to be some, going to need a couple of years to gel. No, Anderson is our pick. That's who it should be. Sorry, Alexander.
Pamela, I have a friend for you here. Jolie.
Jolie, it's been a minute, Jolie.
I know work has been crazy, so I haven't been able to come up, but I still listen to you guys every morning.
I know.
on.
I hope you're doing well, though, Julie.
Pamela, don't lie. You don't listen to my show, Pamela. You don't like me anymore, Pamela, do you?
Oh, that's not true.
I mean, Jolie.
Not true. I do listen, Stephen, and thank you, Alexander. No, I'm doing well. Just I wanted to go ahead and just comment because I was trying to do it on the chat, but I took a little break here. One thing that I don't think the fans understand is that to have continuity, to have the success in longevity, you have to start somewhere, and you cannot make any long-term changes in 3 years.
That's
and
right.
I have to agree with what Pamela said earlier, that if man, and it just left me. But she said something that I agree. But essentially, you need to give these. Oh, there you go. Nobody's gonna want to come here if you know. And I said this last week. If you know you only have 3 years to change this entire thing, you have to take care of the entire team. That's offense, defense, special teams. That takes time. It may take you 2 years to build the defense. It may take you 2 years to build the offense. It may take you a year to do that. That's at least 5 years. But then you set the foundation you need where you're able to still pull pieces here and there to still keep that continuity. And we had that already. We set that foundation with what we had with Flores. And I saw some people say that he got fired because he was toxic. If you have the face of your franchise,
Rashad, this is for you, Rashad.
Oh, yeah.
No, go ahead, Jolie. Sorry.
No worries. If you have the face of your franchise not putting in his all, then I could understand why Flores was upset at Tua. Because at the end of the day, you have to be a professional. And yes, you have your off days, but there's a difference. If Tua was doing 350 yards a week and throwing 4 touchdowns and still golfing, then I wouldn't care. But the fact that
I want to piggyback over Julie when she's done.
The fact that he still needed to work more on himself, and it looks like he didn't. That's probably what upset Flores. Where to some it may seem like he sabotaged, but to me it seems like, okay, then we're gonna showcase you with what you're doing and putting the ball on Tua, because at the end of the day, you don't want to put in the work, you're not going to get the results. And to me, we had the team already set for longevity, and now we're going to have to start all over again, which I call it the 3 and out. Every 3 years, a new regime, new coaches.
Yep.
The 3 and out, yeah. Because
at the end of the day, I love that take by Jolie, because she, unlike most Dolphin fans, is holding Tua accountable.
Hey, shout out to Pete. Shout out to Pete for the $20 donation. Go ahead, Alexander.
No, I understand. I understand what Julie's saying. By all means. But did Tua have a good season? No, he didn't. Has he shown anything to prove to the fan base that he's worth the long-term answer? No, he has not. Okay, but here's the thing. When it comes to his work ethic, there have been numerous reports, especially from teammates, from Nick Saban out of all people as well, stating that his work ethic is right up there, is above and beyond than what
these teammates, Alexander, not these professionals, bro.
It's just funny how all these reports come out once once Flores
I haven't heard of one of his
because it does sound like there's somebody.
I don't know what Essa talking about there.
Hey, Alexander.
It does sound like
what's a prime example? There's a lot of red flags and things that actually lead to proving that was the case, that he was not putting in the time and the extra work that he needed to be a better quarterback. Number
That's
one,
not what we heard coming out of college.
No. Did he not
That's not what we
speak
heard
it?
coming out of college.
No. When he spoke into Mike and told you he didn't know the playbook, that's a red flag. Okay? When they
Tom Brady said he didn't know the playbook.
When the locker room did not name him a captain, that's another red flag right there, man. We look past so much with Tua and make so many excuses. And when
we didn't look past that.
Wait, guys. Wait, I think
here's the thing.
Alexander,
we live in a microwave society.
Pete says something. What's up, Pete?
Comment to Jolie's.
No, keep going. I'm just saying we
Let me
didn't
say
look
my-
past that captain spot. We
Go
were
ahead,
going
go ahead,
ham. At
Polo,
least I know I
Polo.
was.
Let me say my piece right quick.
Polo.
All right. I don't agree with the whole he doesn't work hard thing. Like, I think it's nonsense. But I do. How credible is Nick Saban? Like, he wants his player to get drafted. So I hate when people just say like, "Oh, Nick Saban says he's a hard worker. His work ethic is hard."
Yeah,
But
it helps. It helps Saban if his player gets drafted.
yeah. So I like, don't use Nick Saban as an example, but I do agree. I don't think that not learning the playbook is bad. I think he had to rehab. So I don't criticize Tua for that. He had to rehab. So I don't think that's a bad thing. That he didn't learn the playbook, and I do believe his work ethic is good. There's no way it's bad. He has to be in the NFL if it's bad. If it's good. So
Brady said the same thing.
If he's a
Brady
rookie
said the same
quarterback-
thing. He didn't know the playbook when he came to Tampa.
Well, no, that's
Brady said
true,
he
but
didn't know the playbook.
The difference is, sorry, real quick. The difference is if you're rehabbing and that's all you're doing, then you should also be studying, because that means you're not out there on the field all the time. That means that you should be spending every other minute trying to learn the other things that you can do on your off time when you're not doing the physical stuff. And that's
Also, how many different playbooks have there been since Tua's been a Dolphin?
Yeah,
exactly.
How many
You know, that's
different
nothing.
playbooks is the kid supposed to have down pat? I mean,
And
he needs some consistency.
And for the studying standpoint, sometimes some guys just need to experience it before they actually get the hang of it. So I can't agree with that.
I will also say this. I find it very hard to believe that they're going to institute a brand new playbook. I think what they will do is take of sort of what's there already, whoever the head coach is, and be able to utilize that to create the offense that they want, as well as be able to institute the team that they need from the standpoint of bringing in an offensive lineman, bringing in another wide receiver or two, bringing in a running back, and opening up that offense more. And I think that once you see that, I'd like to think. Now, I don't know this for sure. The new head coach could come in and say, "Screw it, we're just going to run a brand new offense." But I think if you're taking this head coaching job, you have to know that the RPO or what you have with Tua is what you're going to get, and you got to be able to work around that.
And Steve, go ahead, Jolie. Then I'll go after you.
Real quick, Alexander, because I just remembered it. To me, if we're gonna go ahead and have another rookie head coach, that's a bad move, because that was the complaint with Flores, that he was a rookie head coach. He didn't have the experience, couldn't bring in a team. But I did hear somebody say earlier, if you're in the same place for 20 years, you're not going to really have that pool to be able to bring other people.
I said that.
Oh, there you go. See? But if you're going to go ahead and have a head coach, it has to be a veteran that we get. It's somebody that has already done this, so that way they can at least build the coaching staff with everything that everyone is saying.
Agreed.
Right now, another rookie head coach is just another rebuild, period.
Color commentary. What's up, color commentary?
Good morning, everybody. Great show as always.
Hey, man.
What's up, man?
Good morning.
So I just wanted to a couple points that from that have already passed up. I wanted to say that I'm not a real big fan of Daboll, as far as that type of move. I haven't got in the weeds on him in particular, but when I did start to dabble a little bit in investigating him last night, I found a very interesting clip from none other than the Hall of Fame coach Tony Sparano talking about Daboll. And I would say that out of all the candidates that are the first year types, he's my guy on that end, because I'll trust anything Sparano says about somebody. But that being said, I really think that right now, I mean, I got a sneaking feeling we're looking at Quinn based on what Dono and Sadaki, the guests they had on yesterday. Well, they had
they had what's his face on over on WQAM. Dono filled in.
The athletic director from Georgia Tech, former athletic director from Georgia Tech, was talking up Dan Quinn. And he had mentioned a really interesting point about what Ross wants and what Quinn brings to the table as far as the staff building goes, and that's what we're really desperate for right now. Now, obviously, any seasoned head coach, is kind of probably going to bring that to the table anyway. But another thing I wanted to say, and then I'll let the panel explode on it. Today at noon,
explode. That's about what we do.
On the on WQAM today, Zaslow is going to have a University of Michigan alum on the show, so I think it might be very interesting to get any clues on the Harbaugh front there.
Hey, just
you know what's funny?
Go ahead, Alexander, and then Alexander, and then Andrevius.
I was gonna say is that we could be all, what's funny is that we could be all talking about head coach here, then about the next hour or so, breaking news: Dolphins hire Jim Harbaugh as the next head coach.
Or Dan Henning.
or Dan. Oh God, Dan Henning. But rest in peace. Dan Henning. But here's the thing, Joey mentioned about the 3-and-out thing. Here's the thing. Okay, I like the three and out as far as the coaching goes, because the reason why is we made a mistake, 2 mistakes in the past, and again I hate talking about him because he's no longer with us. Like I said, Tony Sparano, we left him a year too late, and we also left Joe Philbin a year too late. They went off, and Joe Philbin, they went off the 2014. In 2014, they went off the Minnesota game, and Stephen Ross came in the locker room and said he was going to retain Joe Philbin, and that was a bad mistake. And I think they held on a year too long to those 2 coaches, and I think he was tired of it, so that it went from Gase now to Flores because he doesn't want to wait anymore. If it's not working out, goodbye. Go on, move on, get out of here. We don't want you no more.
Get out of here.
Can I reply back to that?
Go ahead.
Okay, Alex, and I get what you're saying about Philbin and about Gase, but this is the difference. Unlike Philbin and Gase, we actually had our defense set, and we also, I know he regrets a little, but we still have special teams. So we have about, I would say, 1.5 or 1.75 of the team. We really only needed pieces in the offense to be able to go ahead and make this a full team. We weren't this close with Gase or with Philbin. We had great pieces back then, but we were never this close to having a full, complete team like we did with Flores, and that's the difference. Right now, when you can take rookie players and turn them into what they are today with this defense, that goes to show that they bought in, they understood the vision, and that vision.
They understood the assignment.
Say that again?
They understood the assignment.
That's only the defense, though, Jolie.
But exactly,
it's only the defense, though.
You need more time because you're building the foundation. The foundation was always going to be defense because he's a defensive.
Jolie, where I'll have to disagree with you. They need more time, yes, but you had 2 to 3 years, and every year you were changing OCs. You were changing changing coaching staff. There was no consistency on the offensive side of the ball.
You didn't need time with the defense. Why do we need time with the offense?
Well, no, I won't say that, but Rashad. But what I will say
because
is
defense is reactionary.
Okay.
You just need raw athletes on defense, and
you're right.
You cannot count that.
You need schemes too. Color commentary. You need to have good schemes. Like watching the games yesterday.
But that's these guys have been doing it their whole lives. They all have good schemes. Let's be honest.
My thing is, I seen nothing from the offense, like nothing at all. They were better their first game than they were their last game. They got worse from their first game. Got better with every play.
I think something happened where cooler heads didn't prevail between those 3. I believe Ross might have come in and been the hothead possibly, and him and Flores, both got heated. because there's no way you can sit here and make sense of what happened at this point because they were so close to getting Watson twice. And I think that third time they were going to seal the deal. And now I think what's going to end up happening is Flores is, if these reports are correct, if they can link up somewhere, and if it's the Giants, I think in 1 year we're going to be looking and we're going to wish that had came to Miami. Mark my words.
Well, I think we're going to be thinking that. Hey, real quick. So this was yesterday on Twitter. I told you all that Fitzpatrick went to the Bills game. Did you guys see this?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that.
That was
This
funny.
is I love me some. Okay, what y'all say? I love Fitzpatrick.
Man, I thought that was some other dude, and they were just faking it.
He's with his
That's really Fitz. Yo, it's so crazy. It's the funniest thing in the world, bro. Yeah, I gotta give Fitzpatrick all the love and respect in the world. I definitely enjoyed it. All right, hey, look,
we would have won at least 2 out of those 4 games, though, with him versus Brissett. Just saying.
What?
We would have won at least 2 of those games this year.
Oh, okay. I see.
With Patrick versus Brissett.
No doubt. I think so.
If he was still here, over Brissett, yeah.
And again, and do you know who that falls on? Brian Flores, because he wanted his guy in here. Jacoby Brissett, he wanted his guy. He wanted his guy, his man.
Spencer was going to get offered the starting position in Washington, bro. He was leaving. That was bro.
You know,
obviously,
here's the thing.
he should have been the starter down here because with the same personnel, he was putting a big yardage and big numbers. And we put 2 in, and what happened?
It's different, though. He's a veteran. He's a veteran.
I'm just saying.
You can't do that.
If Tua was that guy, he should have done it too, right?
What was Tua's record on the
Here's
game?
the thing. Tua is more careful with the ball than Fitz is a gunslinger. Tua is more careful with the ball
what happened when he was in a pro sideline chair and he let it go? Interceptions, bro. He lost that Falcons game and the Jaguars game. I don't care what nobody says. You can't put that on the defense.
Tua did not lose that.
Let's change
Who's the only quarterback Flores has a winning record with?
Are you blind?
It's not fit.
I agree
It's
with
not fit.
Esther on Atlanta.
That's the
till
thing,
day
bro.
I
I love
die.
you, but bro, like, come on, man. Like, you can't be serious about that narrative.
So Flores told him to go in there and throw interceptions.
This man left the
You
honestly believe that?
You're gonna tell me Flores drew it up for him to go in there and throw interceptions?
We did so good for 2 hours.
Hold on. You're gonna tell me that Flores drew it up for him to go in there and throw interceptions that lost us the games.
We were winning.
Y'all all need to go back and watch those games before y'all sit up here and stick up for Tua and say that
what are you talking about?
Sanders missed the field goal.
That is not fair to just say we were winning. No, that is not fair to just say we were winning that game and then put it on the defense for failing. That is absolutely unfair.
It's the truth, though, because the defense only had to do is make 1 stop.
I don't know. I don't agree.
They had to make 1 stop.
We did good for 2 hours.
On that.
See, that's why you need to take off that Tua hat, Alexander, bro. I know you're walking around with it at AT&T, man.
We'll agree to disagree on that.
In this last 3 years.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna hold on, Steven. Hold on. Here's the thing. The Jaguar game, this man threw 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. Okay, when Tua left the field, there was a tie game. Okay, and Brian Flores was out coaching that game by Urban Meyer. He didn't see the fact is that all you had to do was run a 5-yard slant to get the field goal.
Can y'all understand for 1 second that game should not have even been tied?
I was at this game.
Do y'all realize that game? We should have had a 20-point lead on that game. Forget tied.
Wait a minute.
How can you say that when the defense allowed 2 consecutive touchdown drives against Atlanta?
You did. If I'm not mistaken, in the Atlanta game, they scored off of both of those interceptions.
Excuse me, but Atlanta, one of those touchdowns was a short field produced by an interception by Tua. Right after our defense got him the ball. Right after our defense got him the ball. The very next play was an interception right back.
Go ahead, Andrevius.
Listen to me when I say this. Trevor Lawrence only looked good in about 3 games this entire season, and that was one of them. So I don't want to hear about how the defense did so great that day. That's the only, like literally one of 3 games he actually looked good this season.
I'm not saying they did great.
They did enough for us to win the game. That's what you two ears don't understand.
Okay.
And I agree with Esther. I don't think it's fair.
Give color the floor, please. Give color the floor. Color. Go ahead, bro.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous, bro. You guys are out your freaking mind, bro. Like,
I don't
oh
think
my
it's fair
God,
to-
you guys are out your
I experienced that through near vomit. Go ahead, color.
Y'all realize how hot and humid it is down in Miami?
Not as hot as it is on this.
Where was
planet.
the Atlanta game played?
What?
Where was the Atlanta game played?
In Miami.
Miami.
Right. Now you tell me how our defense can hand that ball back to Tua until the third quarter in that heat and humidity, and then hand the ball to him with an interception.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Field,
Color,
and he
if you don't mind.
I'm not finished yet.
Wait, I thought weather wasn't an excuse.
Let him finish.
Let him go.
Let him finish. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Repeatedly gave the ball back to our offense
Okay.
over and over and over again that game. Not only that, but they got an interception, gave Tua a short field, and the very next play he gave it back to them.
Facts.
That's why our defense was the last side of the ball on the field, and that's why they had another minute to drive down and kick a game-winning field goal. Period.
Ask you this: is every interception on the quarterback? Is every interception on the quarterback?
Can I get him? Please.
Wait, what was the question?
Every interception is on the quarterback.
Let Rashad go. Let Rashad go.
What play do we run on defense before they kick that field goal?
I'm saying that we shouldn't have even been there.
Prevent. And they threw it to Pitts right down the middle of the field. They got in field goal range to call timeout.
Kyle Pitts.
That's on Tua? Are you serious right now?
Prevent defense is what.
Okay, let me tell you something right here. When
it was too hot for Flores to think that they can get a first down in field goal range and kick a field goal.
I want to answer that. I want to answer that.
That's hot and humid, right?
When Tua threw that interception, okay, well, I'm sorry. When we got a short field with that interception and it was given right back, okay, that could be translate to a 14-point turnaround. Because we were driving, we were on their side of the field, okay, and we were moving the ball. When we gave that interception up, that's a 14-point turnaround.
You can say that about every turnover that we have.
But how are we going to blame the defense for that?
Yeah, it's pretty one
I'm blaming the coach.
I'm literally not blaming the defense, but y'all want to blame Tua, and it's weird.
No, I'm not blaming anybody. I'm saying that if we score there instead of turning the ball over, that's a 14-point turnaround. That is not on the defense.
What?
That's what y'all don't understand, man.
You're not.
We do understand that. We understand that quarterbacks throw interceptions. And you can make an argument about a point swing. You can always make an argument about a point swing.
When the defense is on the bench and they see that happen and got to go in again, I'm just saying we're human. The defense is human.
Steven, let me get in here.
Wait. I got something to say.
Hey, look, I can't get in here. Go ahead.
Look. Oh, wait, never mind.
Wait, look, I'm sorry. This is outrageous. 32. Tua missed 8 passes in that Atlanta game. He threw the ball 40 times, and it was missed 8 times. He threw 4 touchdowns in that game. I don't care if it's a 14-point swing. He threw 4 touchdowns that game, and at the end of the game, we were ending drives where we threw the ball once and ran it 3 times. This is another big problem with our offensive play calling this year. Whenever we were ahead in games, and this is another reason why Tua stats never look great, and why some other quarterbacks who lose games have amazing stats, and it's because whenever we get ahead in games,
run the ball. Stop passing.
I don't know. Hold on, I'm not done talking. I don't know whoever's calling offensive plays, but when we get ahead in game, they start to let off on the gas instead of keeping their foot on the opponent's throats. And what happened? We lost that Atlanta game because they got passive on the offensive play calling instead of continuing to press. Tua threw. I'm sorry. If you're going to put that loss on Tua, I don't. You're lost. You're too far gone. You can't ask a guy to play any better than Tua did in that game. Yes, there was 2 interceptions. Quarterbacks throw 2 interceptions, but when you throw 4 touchdowns and you only miss 8 passes out of 40, come on, give me a break. And if there's any game you want to pick, don't pick the Falcons game. That's not the one.
I disagree.
You do understand that you're supposed to run the clock out when you run the ball, right? You just said that out of your mouth. I just don't understand how y'all view football.
We don't have a run game. We have no run game.
Let me tell you, in the NFL, bro, you are given maybe one mistake, bro. Once you've had 2, you pretty much lost it for your team.
He threw.
So I mean, I don't care.
That's retarded logic. I'll be honest.
I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care what you're supposed to do. I don't care what you're supposed to do at the end of the game. We don't have a run game. And let's even bring this up again. What's another thing that you do when the weather's bad and you can't hold on to the ball? You run the ball. And what do we do in the Titans game? Come on. Give me a break. This offense, and I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on again and bring this up again. Brian Flores, I'm sorry, there's nothing you can tell me because I don't think he's incompetent. I think he's a great coach. Brian Flores was sabotaging this offense.
You're right.
The play calling is terrible. The play calling is terrible at end of games, in important games. It doesn't make sense. And again, I'm going to say it again. You're not going to sit here and try to pick out the Atlanta Falcons game as a game that Tua lost. If you want to talk about the Titans game, we could talk about the Titans game. If you want to talk about the Jags game, maybe we could talk about the Jags game. But don't pick the one game that you shouldn't pick, which is probably Tua's best game the whole year. Come on.
Oh my gosh. Obviously, you don't understand.
Esther, let me talk.
Polo, go ahead, Polo.
Drub, I totally disagree with you. Drub, I totally disagree with you. Hold on.
You have the best defense in the league.
Listen. You're telling me not to blame it on Tua, right? Well, we were up 7-3 and his first pick came at the goal line. We could have been up 14-3. These are picks that could have came at costly possessions.
Bro, every interception is costly.
Well, hold on. It's totally different though. If he was to just throw a pick, if he was just to throw a pick at a random time, but he threw it at the goal line, which took points away from us. Then again, he threw a pick again twice, and they ran it back 50 yards closer to their goal. Those two picks
that's for you, buddy.
Brought points into the game. So you can't say we can't blame Tua when he was the one that the Atlanta Falcons offense was non-existent until those picks. So you can't say no, we can't blame them because they scored off of those until those picks.
All right, we're gonna do final thoughts of the day because y'all, we were so good for 2 hours. We were so good, and then y'all had to sit there and act like a bunch of hoodlums. And I don't even know what to do with y'all. So I just can't.
It's the 2 years, bro. They just stuck on stupid, bro.
Hey, I got a question because I know that the heat is turning up with this guy Jim Caldwell, right? But would you guys go back to a job where you had got hired before, and your say didn't say anything? Because I'm not buying that Jim Caldwell left because of health conditions. I'm just not buying it.
None of us buy that.
Especially when you hear the owner Ross talking about communication issues. So do you think he would actually trust Greer and come back and work and be a head coach here?
No.
So that's what I'm saying. I think he's out of the door. Now we're going on with Daboll. I don't think the fan base entirely is just happy again with another first-year head coach, right? That's not going to stop.
I don't want that in any way, shape, or form.
You know? And we don't want no Dan Quinn. It's Harbaugh. That's what it feels like.
Ennis and Rashad, stay in the back. I got you two. I'm going to start with final thoughts of the day, and then I'll bring Rashad and Ennis in here. All right, so let's start with final thoughts of the day. I'm going to start with Alexander. Go ahead, Alexander. Take yourself off mute.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we just gotta hope for the best with this team. They get it right, and also whoever's under center, I'm gonna roll with that guy. And whoever's the coaches, I'll roll with the coach too. So, but I hope everybody has a great day. Stay blessed, my friends, and you guys enjoy the rest of your day, man.
All right, easy, man.
You too. Have a good day.
Later.
All right, let me bring on Ennis. What's up, Ennis? Ennis, you don't have to do your final thoughts. You can go ahead and say your piece, bro. What's up?
What's up, y'all? I ain't talking about no games from last season. I'm with Pete. I want to talk about what's ahead. So I'm looking forward. I'm waiting till a coaching change comes, and I want to talk about that moving forward. So,
yo, man, look, who do you want to like? Who do you want to see Ennis as the next head coach?
if we all go veteran, I want Harbaugh or Peterson. If we all go new school, I want Mike Daniels.
Hey, I'm getting feedback from somebody.
And I'm hearing Ennis a little staticky. It's probably him.
All right. Ennis, I think we're getting feedback from you, bud. Go ahead and do final thoughts. Yeah, I think it's Ennis. Yeah, because I can hear myself too.
I just put it on mute. It couldn't have been me.
All right. I don't know what happened, but okay. All right. Let me bring in Jolie. Jolie, final thoughts of the day.
Hey guys. Well, for final thoughts, I just wanna I'm not optimistic because I'm not trusting the owner. Like I said before, I've said it previously. Ross is the reason why we're losing. He wants to be Jerry Jones, but unfortunately, Jerry Jones, there's only one. And right now, I don't trust in Ross. Every time something goes bad in this team, is him putting himself into it. And until we get a new owner, we're gonna continue to be 3-and-out, be mediocre for the next 20 years. And I know he's not gonna last that long. So I'm just hoping we can get in somebody already and see if that person would really let this team just I'd rather go to 10 years with the same regime and at least try something than doing the same thing we've been doing for the last 25 years.
Jolie, before you go,
not gonna do nothing.
Jolie, before you go, I wanted to talk to you, because you do have fair points when you sit here and you're worried and stressed about our team rebuilding, right? Doing it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you feel. Well, I just me and you are on the different end of the boat on there, because you can't really compare it when I'm looking at it, honestly, Jolie, and help me if I'm wrong, to previous regimes, because we have never been in this situation. Like, this is what I try to keep telling people. It's almost like this has been part of the plan. And the more I look back at it, we hired Flores with no real plan. He was real no head coach. It was the whole plan was for Ross and Greer to get a young, talented roster, to try to get as much salary cap and draft capital in a 3-year process span where they can go out and try to have a lot of power to try to buy in a real coach, if you ask me. And that's why I think Harbaugh is just smelling like money, because people out here in the community are sitting here and would try to tell our own fan base that our team is not a desired place to coach. But if you ask me, there's like 8 teams right now with no head coaches. And as I look at them, me, myself, and I never wear a Homer hat. That Homer hat left when a long time ago. But the Dolphins literally, to me, seem like the best team to come in and try to coach based on everything we have.
Well, that just seems like it's a Mark Jackson situation. I think it was last week that we spoke about it. If you're going to do that, then you're building a team for another coach to take. I still believe that we were in the right direction. And the only way, to your point, if we are going to go ahead and build this team young with all these cap space and everything else.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like, this team is built. Like, it is. This is what we are right now. The last 3 years of our draft, these are the guys we're going to be depending on developing moving forward and trying to get better at each position that we took on.
You need a veteran head coach. You cannot have another rookie first year OC DC, because right now then you're going to be starting from scratch all over again.
You're going to be stuck in the same boat.
Can I piggyback off that on my final thought?
Yes, sir.
All right. Jolie, are you done? Is that it for you, Jolie?
Well,
I agree with you on that part, Jolie. At the end, like I think probably the whole fan base agrees with you, Jolie. Like we're too young of a team to try to even go with another first year head coach.
Agreed. Well, I'm gonna make it my last point is to me, we have a lot of upside, but I'm just weary that the team is gonna fumble it. And by the team, I mean the owner and the general manager. So we'll see what happens. But go ahead, Color. I want to see what you have to say. And thank you guys. Fins up.
Thank you too, Julie.
Bye, Jolie.
Bye,
Color,
Pam.
go ahead, Color.
If I could piggyback off Pete's point to try to ease Jolie's mind a little bit, we're in a great position as far as a location to come coach, depending on how much flexibility that coach is actually going to have. We have a really big opportunity here, and I think it actually goes to what Pete was saying about this all being part of a bigger galaxy brain plan, because it is very, very rare in the NFL to have the team with the most salary cap going into the next season not be 1-15. It is very rare. One of the testaments to Coach Flores that I think we should all agree with, regardless of whether we do or not, is that we are a 10-6/9-8 football team with the largest salary cap in the league. That is unheard of. And that is a huge selling point for any coach coming in, especially a seasoned coach. Because despite what, the Tua detractors will say that our team is championship, the Tuaneers will say that our team is trash. But it is somewhere in the middle. And with the salary cap that we have going into next year, we have a chance to really, really drop a bomb on the league. And so, I think that actually makes us desirable. The other point I would make that I wanted to make earlier about a head coach coming in and Tua and all that, I just cannot imagine, even if it's a rookie, even if it's a new head coach, I can't imagine if that coach comes in on day one and says, no, I can't work with Tua. I can't imagine Ross would turn around and fire that guy on day one.
You hear that, Andrevius?
We can put that all aside as far as anybody being hamstrung to Tua. But at the same time, if a coach comes in and it's a seasoned head coach, that a lot of the fan base will trust, and speaking for myself, somebody that I would trust, and he came in on day one and said, you know what, Chris, you've been wrong the whole time. Tua, I can easily do something with Tua. There's lots here. Then I have to say, you know what? I've trusted that guy before. I like him as a seasoned head coach. So what can I do about it? Let's see. You know what I mean? And in that case, I put on the number one, and I'll be there right along with the rest of the fan base.
That's right.
But I'm not going to be crapped on because the second I bring up how trash the RPO is, I'm not going to be immediately looped in with hating on Tua just to hate on Tua. If that's the only thing he can run, then that's the only thing he can run. And I'm going to say it like it is. The RPO as a topology in the NFL is trash, period. It's been defeated. Let's put that to bed right now. I'm not talking about as a tool in your toolbox. I'm talking about as to mask the fact that a player, doesn't matter if it's a quarterback or anybody, but to mask the fact that they cannot run in a pro-style professional offense. Offensive linemen didn't come down to the hottest place in the country to run a triple option. That is brutal. I've played in it. It's brutal.
Color. And I've said this consistently, and you're right on point with like my mindset. Now let me ask you, if you're putting all of our other players on what only Tua can do good in that RPO, can you fully get a real evaluation on the talent on our roster? When it comes to
I've said that from the beginning, Pete, and that's why I don't understand the vitriol against the rest of our team, because we cannot, and it goes the other way too. If our team was more than a 9-8 team with a mediocre quarterback, then we could say, well, let's also say the other way around. Can we evaluate Tua if our team is that bad? But our team is not that bad, and I just refuse to believe it.
It really isn't. And And you gotta give it up to Greer. As much as I bash him, I mean, at the end of the day, there's been a ton of mistakes, but he it's not much more Greer. I think it's Ross. I want to give the credit to Greer because some of the pieces I like on the roster, but I honestly believe it's Ross. And this is one thing I'm gonna say before I go.
It's hard to fault
Steven.
Greer when you see a guy like Javon Holland. Let's be or Jalen Phillips. It's hard to fault him. You know what I mean?
Hey, Pete, hold on. Color, man, I just want to say thank you for everything today, bro.
Thank you guys too.
Nah, man, you're the man, brother. Thank you for coming on, man. I'll see you. I'll see you.
I want to segue off of him if I can, man. Look,
go ahead. Your final thoughts.
Look, it's my fault. I'm the one that brought up those games. It just bothers me that it's like people look past the fact that our defense actually made stops in that game. They're allowed to give up some points in a game. That's just football. But when you're constantly shooting yourself in the foot with turnovers, critical ones, that's not acceptable. And that blame, unfortunately, goes on the quarterback because that's one of the, like I said, man, that's one of the most important positions in all of sports. It has a lot of responsibility and a lot of accountability. So you can't just dismiss the fact that that's possibly part of the reason that you lose a game. The other thing is, we've brought, I don't agree with the fact that Flores didn't do enough for this guy. Because we had good players in skill positions, just like Pete and Color brought up. Not only that, we brought in the coaching staff. Charlie Fry was his quarterback coach previously, and Godsey played at Georgia Tech, which what Color brought up earlier is a triple threat option. It's similar to the RPO. There's a reason why Flores brought this guy in. The mindset was correct. It was right. Could it possibly be Tua Nears that Tua's not the guy? I'm just saying, I'm out.
And he's out. Pete, final thoughts of the day, Pete.
Oh, where should I start with everybody? First off, I hope everybody here has a great day. And my final thoughts is, I forgot his name. I wanted to go at his take, but I can't remember.
Color commentary?
No, it was another guy earlier up here.
Alexander?
I think it was Drobaton. Matter of fact, he's still up here. Drobaton. Look at the camera and say hi, buddy. Because, man, we need you to jump off the Tua bandwagon. This is what I want to say. This is what I want to say about this. There's going to be reports like they have been coming out already positive for Tua to move forward. The only thing I'm going to tell you, Tua guys, is this. I've seen this before. This is the Josh Rosen saga, okay? When Cliff Kingsbury came in, he was hyping up Rosen. He started saying things about Rosen no other analysis ever had came up with ever on that prospect. And the day that the draft came, boom, they moved off Rosen. The same coach that said he was going to move forward with Josh Rosen. So just, I know there's going to be some articles coming out soon, and there's going to say this coach is for Tua or this is for Tua. Listen to what I'm telling you clearly. In 2 weeks, we're going to find out what goes down with Deshaun Watson. Based on that scenario alone, March 16th, if it's cleared, Deshaun Watson is our quarterback. That's all. It's not a joke. That's what it is. But I want you guys to have a blessed day. Have your last 2 days. And good day to the fan base.
Pete, I love you. Thank you for your donations today, brother. Drubatron, he called you out, so I'm going to let you go, Drub.
Good. I'm glad I get to respond. So so the first thing, everybody likes to, it's funny because the Tua-neers call me a Tua hater, and the Tua haters call me a Tua-neer. And to be honest, it's incredible. And I'm going to tell you what it is. The fact is that both groups are misguided. When it comes to Tua, I'm not pro Tua. I'm not anti Tua. I want to see more Tua because I don't believe that Tua that we have seen a proper evaluation of Tua up until now. I think we've seen some good of Tua. I think we've seen some bad of Tua, but I don't think that he's been put in a position where he can succeed. We're seeing that on the daily. whether he's here or not, I don't care. If he's a Dolphin, he's my guy. And, it is what it is. But the fact is, we know that Tua has not gotten a proper evaluation in Miami. So I don't know if he's elite, and I don't know if he's trash, because I've seen both, and I've seen all the stuff he has to work with. I've seen that he's got obviously a head coach that doesn't believe in him, that doesn't like him. So we know that he's not been put in a position to succeed. And I've seen in the past enough to believe that there's maybe something there with Tua, to where I want to see more. And that's all I want from Tua is I want a proper evaluation, because I don't want to see us let go of another Drew Brees, potentially a guy who just didn't get a good shot at it because of injuries or this and that. I just want to see more. This isn't like a Ryan Tannehill situation where we had plenty of years to see him succeed and fail and know that, all right, he's okay, but he's not the guy, right? I haven't seen enough to say whether or not Tua is or isn't the guy. But I think the Tua-neers are way too hyped up on Tua, and I think the Tua haters are way too up against it to really see clearly on this. I hope whatever coach comes in, if they do stick with Tua, I hope they actually come in and hire people that know how to evaluate offensive line, how to train offensive line. I don't believe that you can go 3 years and not have improved an offensive line. There's got to be some guys on this team that are quality. So I hope whoever we bring in, I hope that they're able to put the right things around Tua. Not elite level. An average offensive line and run game would be enough for me to say whether Tua has it or doesn't. And that's what I want to see. I want to see what he has when things are not the worst in the league. So I'll leave it at that. Have a good one.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Trev. I appreciate it, brother. Be good, man.
Yep. Take care.
Can I go out? Can I go out there?
I was coming to you, Rashad. That's where I was headed, my guy.
Sounds good.
What's up, buddy?
So my final take. There was this debate last week. I'm sure a lot of us remember about Flores sabotaging Tua. I was listening. I didn't know how to feel about that. I'm not a Tua-neer. A lot of people take it as that. I'm a Dolphins fan. I analyze it how I do. Then I watched the playoffs this weekend, and I must say, I don't think Flo sabotaged Tua. I think he sabotaged this team as a whole. I find it hard that after the trade deadline, after we're 1-7, we switch up how we run defense. He's calling the plays now, and we're a whole different team. I think he tried to put it all on Tua. He didn't purposely do it. I think he just tried to put everything on Tua, knowing we're not that good on offense, to see if he can prove to be the savior of this team, to carry this team. He put the pressure on Tua to see if he could be the guy. And at the end all tell all is why we lost those 7 games in a row, even though Tua didn't play them all. But as soon as the trade deadline is over, he's like, all right, now it's time to turn up the heat on defense. It's time to run the ball a little bit more, bring in more running backs. It's like, you didn't notice this a year ago when we didn't have any running backs and we couldn't run the ball, when we couldn't block. You just said scrap what was working, the defense, and let's add a receiver and see if Tua can handle it by itself. That's my take on that whole situation. Mm-hmm. And watching the playoffs, I sit back and I think to myself, if we had the offensive line and the run game that what's his name, Baker Mayfield has, we're the 49ers. We look exactly how the 49ers look. Look what they just did. Was that Sunday or Saturday? Yeah. So why not build that wall and bring in those running backs? We have 190-pound running backs running into 250-pound linebackers. It's ridiculous. In an RPO scheme, like, they're going to get hit regardless. I don't understand it. So I've come to the fact that I am okay with Flo getting fired. I don't know if it was his incompetence or if it was him just being big-headed. Whatever it was wrong. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Rashad, you're the man, brother. Don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise.
No, I try to be.
You're the man, Rashad. I'll talk to you later, brother.
Yep.
All right. Hey, just want to remind y'all before we get going here, a couple things. Number one, tonight, it is Tuesday. So all my Espanol, my Spanish-speaking Dolphin friends, live every Tuesday night starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Hellfins on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Great show. Ochos, Armand, and Paris bring you a lot of great fun all the way from down here in Mexico. So make sure you guys go check that out. A lot of fun there. Want to remind you all, tomorrow night, the debut show, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Fins Tailgate with the El Presidente with Chris and the rest of his guys. That'll be a great show Wednesday night. It'll be raw, uncut. It'll be a lot of fun. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Fins Tailgate show. Also want to remind you all, too, on Friday, we still don't have the name of the show yet, but at 10 p.m. we'll also be doing a brand new sports gambling show on Friday night, and that'll be Chris and his team from the Fins Tailgate. And then come Monday, Dono and Daniels. That's right, live on Mondays. Mondays only, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Alex Dono and myself will be shooting the crap, man. We'll be talking about it all. Movies, sports, music, pop culture, pineapple on pizza. Does it belong? The answer is yes.
No.
We're going to be talking
answer is absolutely yes.
We're going to be talking about all of that. So Dono and Daniels, make sure you guys check it out. And then obviously tomorrow morning and every Tuesday through Friday, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Clap Blockers, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show. So make sure you all check that out. Also, quickly, just want to remind you all, too, if you can, donate to the channel, help the channel grow. A lot of different things we can do. You guys can use the YouTube Live Super Chat, PayPal, which is MSM Podcast Network, or Cash App, which is $ MSM Podcast Network. Any which way you guys can do it. It goes to helping the channel grow. All right, we're in final thoughts of the day. Tomorrow's going to be Wildin' Out Wednesday, but we got to finish up Tuesday first. So let me go to Pamela. Final thoughts of the day.
Roll of the dice with that's your new show name. Roll of the dice.
I like that. That's good. That's good.
Anyways, as far as moving forward for the Dolphins, I think the hard and fast rule needs to be there is no hard and fast rule. I think if you say that we cannot have a brand new head coach, if you limit your options, then you limit your team. And hopefully Ross will learn a lesson from what happened to the Cowgirls on Sunday, because he doesn't need to be a Jerry Jones. I think, like Jolie said, he probably wants to be a Jerry Jones, but it's a stupid move. How is it working for Jerry Jones? It's not. So he needs to be a smart man, which I'm sure that he is, and look at, the possibilities out there. And then when you hire a head coach, you need to give them the support to do what they need to do with the team. And I think the great point that I heard today was that we are in the catbird seat. We have all the pieces. We have that draft capital. We have, and that's the only thing, by the way, that I think Greer does well is trading for picks. Not necessarily his picks, but trading for picks. So I hope that they give a really good look at the prospects out there for head coach, and don't tell yourself that you can't have this and you can't have that. Don't want to limit ourselves. Ross needs to hire somebody great and then let them do their job. And as always, if they wear aqua and orange, I'm behind them. Thanks, Stephen. And thanks, everybody. I had a great time today. Y'all have a great day. Go Dolphins.
Pamela, I miss you and I love you, and thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. All right, Pamela's out. All right, let's go to Ennis. Ennis, final thoughts of the day, my friend.
What's up, y'all? Y'all crazy.
You so crazy.
Dravius,
you so crazy.
Hey, Dravius, where you want me to go with it, Dravius? Whatever Davies told me to attack, I'm gonna attack. But if he tell me to chill, I'm gonna be cool on my body.
Attack this. I'm gonna be honest. This stupid Kenny Pickett theory. Jesus Christ.
But look, but listen to this, y'all. Like I heard people say the team is good. It is. It ain't bad. But if you look at teams and quarterbacks that people argue about that's better than ours, a guy with 11 Pro Bowlers is sitting at home. A number 1 overall pick just got spanked last night. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can have the elite quarterback and still lose. Like, we got to get off this. Everything's going to get fixed if that just one position get fixed. Because I'm sure Arizona thought the same thing when they drafted Kyler Murray, and look what happened to them last night. My thing is this. If we're going to say we gave the guy everything, you can say that. Charlie Fry, his 11-on-11 quarterback coach, is that really giving him something? Really? George Gotti, a tight end coordinator, first time coordinator, you giving him for your young quarterback? Really? That's giving him something? Like, if we didn't have Waddle, where would this team be? Let's be serious. Like, if we didn't draft Waddle, where would this team be? Yeah, X made some game-winning changes, but where would this offense be without Waddle? Waddle didn't do that with resetting the game, so you got to give the man some credit. Yeah, he did a lot of bad, but we acting like there's no issues around this team. Like, if he was the only issue, then I'd be on board with everybody else. But whoever was in here earlier said you got to act like we can't look at everything. Like, this is a team. We love the team, but we keep attacking the one person that depends on the team the most. Like, I don't get that, bro. Like, other teams I hang out with in Twitter spaces, they have dysfunction. They not arguing with each other. They trying to figure out how can the team get better. We're the only fan base arguing with each other about moves that we can't control. This doesn't make no sense to me, man. Like, you can't change nothing Greer or Ross are going to do. You can ride with it or get off the boat. But y'all was saying ride or get off the boat when y'all thought Watson was coming for sure. But now it might not be. Y'all skeptical and don't want to ride on the boat no more. Like, it's just ridiculous to me. And then here, when the Flores rumors come out, you can't believe them. But then one rumor about Tua workout ethic come out, y'all run with it like it's the Bible. Like, it's just funny how we change narratives for our situation. That's why I stopped talking about stuff, bro. That's why, because the season's over. We're where we are because of where we are. If we're gonna keep arguing every day, what's gonna change us arguing about it with each other every day? Debating is cool, but everybody's opinion is an opinion. You can't. I don't get mad at Steven when he flip flop. I just laugh at during the season. That's my bro. He's entitled to his opinion. If Drake is entitled to his, he's entitled to his. I stop arguing with people because y'all opinions are y'all opinion. My opinion, my opinion. If you don't agree with it, my bill is still gonna get paid over here. So me arguing, I had to learn like this. This is not what I came on board for. I came on board for the camaraderie, not to argue about our team that we have no control of. Like, we arguing over Ross and his decision. He's the billionaire. He do what he wants. I had to realize, like, I'm not paying none of these players, so I don't like what he do. But what am being mad about it gonna do, y'all? What is it gonna change? Nothing. So you either ride with it or don't. Like, been a fan since 84.
Get on the pot or get off. Let's go.
Yeah, I've been a fan since 84. So if y'all think this is bad times, y'all haven't been fans long enough. Like, it's been worse. So at least be happy that they caught the taxation early and want to do something about it. Like, we'd have been mad if we found out next year this was all going on and they didn't say nothing. Then we would have been like, oh, look at this. They knew and didn't say nothing. Like, what's wrong with an organization cleaning the house when they see something's wrong? Am I tripping, or is that how business works?
You're over here speaking facts, my guy.
A corporation is not going to keep a person in position, and the employees are not happy. Like, whether he right or wrong, Ross had to do what he had to do. If the rumors are true, that's why I said I'm not acting until everything is proven concrete what was going on. Because I caught myself feeding into it, and I'm like, wait, we don't know nothing. until they come out with it and say it. So I love Flo. I'm not racist. I'm a black man. I rooted for him. Black GM. Like, that was the trifecta. And be real, if Watson was clear, I would have wanted that because we would have had the triple trifecta. Not saying if it was white quarterback, I would. I'm just saying, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just being real.
He said, and his fans need to fight back. Don't buy tickets, gear, etc. As a matter of fact, the money that you were going to use to buy tickets and gear, just send it over to Miami Sports Music over here.
Don't buy it. Don't buy it if you don't like the product.
To the number one morning show. Clack Blackers.
Are they forcing you? Are they forcing you to buy the product and tickets and the gear? No, you buy it because you want to. You like it, then you know what I'm saying. I buy a jersey because I want to do it. The Dolphins ain't making me buy a jersey.
Color commentary with the comment of the day. I was a sperm wearing aqua and orange. I like it. Color commentary.
I ain't gonna take all of it.
Get out of
Sports Freak Podcast episode 2 is on YouTube right now. Love you, Steven Dravius. Y'all be good.
Man, brother. Be good, bro. All right. I'm going to go with, hold on, matter of fact, Polo, or Andrevius. Polo, Andrevius. Who was this? This is Polo, right? Polo.
Yes, sir. And I want to send a message. Siri has a message for you all. So, Siri, go ahead and take over the show.
Kenny Pickett is the savior the Dolphins have been looking for. Draft Kenny Pickett. Oh, and Andrevius. We are Pickett.
You heard that? Did you hear it? We are Pickett. What a message.
Play that one more time. You got to play that one more time because that was so perfect.
This is pathetic. This is pathetic, guys. This is so
That
pathetic.
was so perfect.
It's so pathetic.
The Dolphins have been looking for. Draft Kenny Pickett.
Not chopped and screwed.
Yes. We're Pickett.
We are Pickett. Thank you, Siri.
Oh my God, Polo. No, hold up, Polo. I just gotta give you a round of applause because
no, not me, Siri. You got to give it a round of applause to Siri.
But Siri, Real Deal says Siri sound drunk. Oh man, I'm hurting. Please go ahead, Polo. Go ahead.
All right, so yeah, just piggyback off the whole panel. Tua, he's not losing you that Falcons game. Not Tua. Pickett is not losing you that Falcons game. He's not losing you that Jags game. So, Pickett is the answer. All right. 1982, Dan Marino was drafted. 2022, Kenny Pickett was drafted. 30 years. You see, the gods are giving it to us. But in all seriousness, if this team is looking for a head coach, I want a proven head coach. I don't want a first-year head coach, man. I want someone who could actually build a staff for this team. And if Tua is the guy coming in 2022, then all aboard the Tua train.
Well, hey, look here, Kenny Pickett. You're the man today. I have to admit, you are the man.
Thank you.
That was good. Polo, you're the man, brother. I love you, bro. Be good.
All right, you too, man.
And then there were two. And then there was one, actually.
What's up?
Then there was one that is my number 2. Because he's the Dookie.
So many things were said today. I should start writing things down that I want to rebuttal because I don't forgot half of the stuff I wanted to say. What was it? Color commentary saying we're not that bad a team. I know we went 9-8. It's not like we went like 1-15 or something like. Okay, yeah, we're not that bad a team, but clearly we're not that great a team. What you always say, you are what your record says you are. If you want to say that's
mediocre.
If you want to say that's Tua's fault, you can say that's Tua's fault. If you want to say the defense is so elite, I say the defense is good, but elite. Nobody all season let Trevor Lawrence tear them apart except for us and like 2 other teams. Let's just be honest. Trevor Lawrence looked like what he was told to us that he was, and not against hardly anybody else all season. So don't save me on our defense is super elite stuff. I like them. I think they are good. And I think they will probably be better next season, but they were not elite this season, especially like the first half of the season. Jesus Christ, they were frustrating, to be honest, our defense. And I also want to say, Pete and Esther, y'all been loud wrong like all season. I don't know why we even listen to. I love listening to y'all takes, but y'all just been loud and wrong all season.
You said loud and wrong.
Loud wrong all season. Y'all even almost had me like, you know what? You're right. We're gonna go get Deshaun Watson, guys. It's probably over. It's. I'm giving y'all a 1% chance that it can still happen, but it's over. It's over. Jesus Christ. And
Hey, do you have anything for Real Master at work? Because he over here just trolling the entire day.
Listen, I done told y'all that man's face just, oh God. I have nothing else to say. Jesus Christ. He needs Jesus Christ. Oh my God. What else? I'm all over the place. Y'all need to accept Tua gonna be here next season. To guys who really hate Tua, I'm sorry. Listen, if you don't want to root for the team, get over it. Tua gonna be here next year. It is what it is. I told y'all it's Deshaun Watson a bust, and now the Deshaun Watson stuff is likely over. So the whole Kenny Pickett thing, I'm gonna be honest, that's an idiotic take. We wouldn't start over with another rookie quarterback not knowing what he is. That's just the stupidest thing ever. Alexander Lubin, it's stupid. Get over it. It's not happening. We're not drafting a rookie quarterback. I don't know who we're gonna get to be our backup, but it won't be a rookie. I guarantee that. I guarantee it, like Charles Barkley likes to say. Guarantee we will not draft Kenny Pickett.
Chuck, let me tell you something, Chuck. That take is terrible, Kenny. Kenny, that's such a terrible take. So terrible.
Listen, y'all gotta accept that Tua y'all quarterback. Number one Tua near here. I'm also gonna be realistic. Hey, I'm not convinced he's gonna be some Hall of Fame quarterback yet, but let's fix the line and give him a running back and see what he can do.
He said yet. Okay.
Let's give him a line, give him some run game, and maybe add another receiver in the offseason and see what he can do with it. If he puts up these same numbers next year, okay, we need to find a replacement. But y'all are being very disingenuous if y'all say he was given a good hand. He was dealt a good hand. He was not. He rolling. If we play in spades, he had one in a possible at best.
Man, what you talking about, man? That man had double nil, son. He didn't even look at his cards. He said, "I'm going nil." He said, "I'm going nil."
And again, yes, Master, you have one of the worst looking faces I've ever seen in my life.
That's just mean. That's just mean, Andrevius. We're not talking about that. No, you apologize to Master at work. We're not talking about.
I think he's entertaining. I think he's entertaining.
He's something. He's something. I didn't say, but we're not gonna say he's ugly. That's what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna stoop. We're not gonna stoop to that level. That's what
you're not gonna say that. I'm a stoop. Nah. What Michelle Obama say? When they go low, I go high. I go. If you go low, I'm going to hell.
My wife said, when they go low, you go lower.
I'm going to hell if you go low. That's what it is. Listen, I'm a Tua-neer because y'all told me I'm a Tua-neer. That's the only reason I'm a Tua-neer, honestly. But maybe Tua ain't the answer.
He said your mustache looked crooked.
Okay. I'm still better looking than you, my guy. Anyways. It's just facts.
I love
arguing. It's like y'all like to say it's factual that Tua sucks or whatever. It's factual that I look better than you.
Straight facts. Hey, Master at work, you know where you're going to be watching the Super Bowl? The same place we are. On the couch. Yep, sure are. He said, dang on, Andrevius, he called out your stash, my guy. He said he called out your stash.
I like my stash, first of all.
I mean, you can't get like me. You can't get like me. I actually need to shave and
I do wish I could grow a full beard. That would be amazing, but it's not in my
You got to be able to put the chia stuff on. Lance McDonald says Master needs Jesus after that Bills game. He sure does. He sure does. You got killed, son. Master, you can't say nothing. You really can't say nothing. You lost your last two. You lost against us, and then you went and got trampled by Buffalo. You didn't even put up a fight against Buffalo, yo. You didn't even put up a fight.
God. Not Dolphin Don saying I need to get in the picket line. Listen, there is I'm gonna get in the picket line just so I can laugh with y'all when it doesn't happen. I just want to laugh at you. You know what?
Why you gonna stand in that line all cold for nothing?
I'm gonna stand in the line with him just so I can laugh. Hold on. Hold on.
To a Hall of Fame, Lance McDonald said.
I'm first in the picket line, baby. Let's go. Picket 2022.
Andrevius just put some crosses under your eyes and thrown up the Fins helmet because we need a quarterback. Because the Lockus is great.
Okay. All right. That's cute, guys. You guys are so funny. So funny.
Pickett 2022, Dre.
Pickett 2022. And when it doesn't happen, we can talk about what we should have did.
What are you talking about, Master at
Since
Work?
we love to do that so much.
Take Yoj to the candy shop? What? Get out of here, Master at Work. Get out of here.
That guy's weird. Anyways, Fins up Tua for MVP 2022. Get over it.
Hold on, wait. What Master at Work, if I drop the link, will you come on and do a little precursor to Wildin' Out Wednesday with me and Andrevius versus you for like 2 minutes? Will you come on, Master at Work?
He can fire up my mustache.
Yeah. Come on, yo. Let me see, Master at Work. Will you come on for 2 minutes? Yes or no? Yes or no? We just want to know. Will you come on? Matter of fact,
1, 2, 3, 4. He's been arguing with him all day. He actually wants to do it.
Matter of fact, if y'all want to see this, y'all got to donate. That's what. If he says yes, y'all got to donate to make it happen. All right, I'm gonna drop the link from.
Wait, that's not Master at Work. Jolie said that's not the real Master at Work. It's some other guy trolling us.
All right, this is for Master at Work only. Master at Work only. And if he gets on, y'all got to donate to the channel to make it happen. Let's raise some money for the channel. Let's go. We're going to be like it's a telethon. Today, we're going to raise money for the Master at Work abomination. Super troll. Steven, let me up there and give me give Master that smoke. Hey, man, I Master at Work, we just want to see you get up here, yo. I put the link in the chat. The floor is yours. You want nothing. You don't want this smoke.
Damn, they're saying that's a fake Master at Work. Damn, I've been arguing with a troll.
You said super troll. How you the real Master at Work and not the Master at Work? That don't make no sense.
Now I feel stupid.
What does he say on Billy Madison? Oh man, hold up. This is my favorite Madison quotes. Oh man.
Yeah, I think that's not him. We've been got, and Ep's been arguing with him in the comments for like 2 hours, and it's not even him.
Hold on.
Damn, this guy's good.
This is my favorite right here.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the
Oh yeah, I love this.
idiotic things that I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but
I love it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Dolphin Don said this is for Andrevius going Pickett in the thick of it.
Listen, I am literally at the front of the picket line. Follow me, guys. Y'all should follow me as we head into getting an imaginary player we're not going to draft.
Hey, hold up real quick, 2 seconds. Crypto, what's up, Crypto? I'll let you on for a sec.
Yeah, I enjoyed y'all conversation. The Tuaniers versus the Watsonites. That's a great classic.
Maybe that's what we should do tomorrow. Tuaniers versus Watsonites Wednesday.
Yep.
That might be what we have to do tomorrow. Tuanon versus Watsonon. Watsonites versus Tuanites. Tuaneers versus Watsoneers. That might be what we have to do tomorrow.
Yeah,
Crypto, I'm glad I brought you on. You're a genius, man. You ain't even know it. You're a genius. Genius.
we got to do it, man. We got to
2
do
and
it, man.
9.
That's
2 and 9 shall prevail.
2 and 9 is up.
That actually
2 and
might
9's
be a
got a
fun
leg up
show
now.
tomorrow. That might be a good one. So, are you down for that, Andrevius, tomorrow?
Yes,
Watsoneers versus
we
Tuaneers?
are 2 and 9. Expect us.
Uh-oh.
I'll be the referee.
You know what's funny though, Crypto? They all of a sudden Pickaneers are gonna come in the last second talk about what about us? What about us?
I know.
What about the Pickett people?
You don't exist. Picketeers don't exist. They're like imaginary people. Like
right. They're the imaginary people. They're like the Munchkins in Munchkin Land.
We represent the Lollipop Guild. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, 100%. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to do Tuaneers versus Watsoneers. Tuaneers versus Watsonites. Tuanon versus Watsonon. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. So I need to see Pete up here.
I'm going to officiate. I'm a referee. I'm going to go down the middle.
I need to see
I'm going to be
Pete
busting
up
up both sides.
Another great stream, Steven. I appreciate it, Bari. What Estefan said, what's up? Let's do it, Lil B. Never mind. Show up, bring your nuts. Crypto, what snout? Tom Brady versus Jalen Hurts. What are you talking about?
Huh? Tom Brady versus Hurts.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Alexander
says, all Pickett fans, we're going to invade them tomorrow.
Oh, God. We got to block them from the StreamYard. Just don't let them up. Don't let the Pickett
Polo's gonna try to invade tomorrow. He's gonna be like, I'm here representing the Pickets. Let's go Pickets.
If you're a 2 and 9, you gotta bring your purse. Okay, I'll bring my purse.
Picketeers are real deal. Says the Picketeers are a fringe group of.
Wait a minute, who did that say I was a flip flopper? Who's that? I'm never flip flop on nothing.
Crystal Laka says, no, Crypto, you bias. We need a flip flopper to be the referee. Can anyone think of one? What are you trying to say, Crystal Lakas?
I'm not biased against nobody. I just like to
say that I'm a flip flopper.
I like to put people in the corner, Crystal Lakas, if they get off track. If they get too derailed in their opinions about either side, I like to put them in check. That's how I am.
Crystal Lakas, I am offended that you would deem me a flip flopper. Like I can't believe that
Steven said you're the perfect flip flopper. You're the perfect referee.
I'm trying to tell y'all by next season, I'm definitely getting flip flops made for the show, like something you can buy with like the logo of I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Crystal Laka said, "Do fish swim? Do birds fly? Does Tua fumble?" Ooh, Andrevius, that one hurt.
Is Tua the only quarterback Brian Flores has ever been able to win with, even though y'all think he's a genius for some reason?
Yeah.
Picketeers are winning 2 and 9 down in the dirt.
Facts is facts.
There you go.
Facts is facts.
Black Dolphin says, stop trolling and get out.
Okay, I'll stop trolling and get out. Anyways, bye, guys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, be easy. All right, Crypto, I guess you really get final thoughts today. We thought my number 2 was, but I guess you were going to get final thoughts of that.
Yeah, man, that's a good show, man. It's gonna be a wild next 2 weeks. Hopefully they can get this done, this coaching thing before the Senior Bowl. We don't need to drag this along, and we don't need to be fooled with fool's gold with these coaches having phenomenal, outstanding one-off playoff games against pedestrian-like teams or pedestrian play calling, and then we get sucked into how we did with Flores at the Super Bowl when his defense put together a stellar performance against the Rams, and we was drooling over the likes of getting him. So I'm not going to buy into anybody's playoff run. I'm just going to look at their records before this year's playoffs and how these coaching candidates did before this playoff, because this year's playoffs is tainted. So I'm not giving them any credit. None of them, even the coaches we favor or like, even though I favor McDaniels, anything San Francisco do going forward, I'm just going to discount it. I'm just going to give him credit based on what he did before this year's playoffs. But because we get sucked into a false sense of security. It counts this year, but no, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying Daboll. I'm not buying none of this nonsense. Fool's gold going forward. Fool's gold. But I just think they need to get it done. I think Reason said it best. You got to shit or get off the pot.
Hey man, swear jar.
They got to do it, Steven. They got to make up their mind where they're going to go.
They do, but swear jar to you, Crypto.
Yeah.
All right, get out of here, Crypto. We were doing so good.
I know. It's because, hey, man, because it's not hard or complicated. They know what they want, whether they want an offensive guy or a defensive guy or guy that can do both or a little bit of both. Just go and pick the guy and stop stringing us along. Because, I told you before, Steven, pitchfork and torches if it's not at least 11 wins or more. I don't care who your quarterback is. I don't care who your coach is. You got to win. You got to get to the playoffs.
Play to win the game.
Yeah, you got to get to the playoffs. Tua's good enough to get us in the playoff. Watson's definitely good enough to get us to the playoff. I'm putting this all on the coaching staff. They got one season to get it done. If they don't, they're out.
Hey, man, enjoy. I will see you tomorrow. It'll be a fun show tomorrow. Have fun, bro.
Yep.
All right, this is Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clack blockers. It's your boy, Stephen D. Super excited to be hanging out with y'all today. Hope you all had a good time. Crypto, you definitely owe to the swear jar. Dude, tomorrow's going to be a fun show. That's what we're going to do. So here's what I need from y'all. What I need from y'all is to go on Twitter, and I need you to tweet me at Stephen D SKPL potential rules for the show tomorrow. We need to have a set of rules that are abided by tomorrow to make it somewhat not crazy. Okay, so I want to know what type of rules you think should be Watsoneers versus Tuaneers tomorrow, because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have fun with it. We're gonna have fun with it tomorrow. So I need some crazy rules for tomorrow's show. Go on Twitter, tweet at me. I want to know what you think potential rules for the show tomorrow, and make sure you use the hashtag #ClockBlockers and hashtag Wildin' Out Wednesday or Mortal Kombat Wednesday. Make sure you use the correct hashtags for all that stuff, and make sure you tag me in it as well as Miami Sports Music at MIA Sports Music on Twitter. Okay, so tag me. Tag Miami Sports Music. Let's have some fun. 9 a.m. will be the show tomorrow, as always. And yeah, we're gonna have fun with it tomorrow. It'll be a fun show. There'll be rules. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. So that's what we're gonna do. Also, want to remind you guys too, donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. There's plenty in the description below. You will see the links to PayPal and Cash App. You guys can use it there, or you guys can use the $sign down at the bottom of the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Help the channel grow that way. Share this link. Let people know that we're here. Let people know about the show today. I hope you all had a good time. If you did, hit the like button on your way out the door. Let's do it, man. Let's have fun tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Wildin' Out Wednesday. Remember tonight, y'all. Tonight is Hellfins. Make sure you guys tune in. Even if you don't speak Spanish, come in and make sure you say hello to the guys. And hit that like button for them and just let them know that you're there to support them. All right, so make sure you guys come on. It'll be a lot of fun. We will do it, and we will have, Anthony said, best show ever tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be crazy, amazing, and crazy. Next Monday, D&D show. Yeah, that'll be fun, too. Make sure you guys check that out. On Monday, the debut show of Dono and Daniels, live on Mondays at 9:30, so that'll be fun, too. Make sure you guys check that out. Tomorrow night, also the Finn's Tailgate show live on Wednesday. And then Friday, we'll also have a brand new sports gambling show. So we got a lot of content coming out. Make sure you guys are there for that. All right. I love you all. It's been a lot of fun. Clock Blockers, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Let's go.